Good evening, everyone. It's game time on YurView. Tonight's high school game of the week is a 5A matchup in Gilbert, where the Mesquite Wildcats are hosting the undefeated Raymond Kellis Cougars. Hello, everybody. Chris Harris here, along with former Dallas Cowboy Dale Hellestrate. And Dale, the Cougars come in 4-0, but we've seen this story before. Last year in Week 5, they played Mesquite with a 4-0 record as well.
They did, and they lost that game. And even the student body was giving them a hard time last year. They are determined to make amends tonight.
Now in 2014, Kellis went 0-10. Last season, they went 9-2, losing in the first round to Marana. Sean Copeland has done a terrific job turning around this Cougars program.
Really fun catching up with Coach Copeland before the game. Came from Texas, McKinney High School, big-time football there in the Dallas area, looking to continue this upward climb for the football team. Excited to see the product that he's going to put out on the football field.
Now, Kellis is led by senior two-way starter Josiah Bailey, a 4-year varsity player who has an offer from the Air Force Academy.
He can catch the ball. You see him, he's going to be all over the football field. And if he finds daylight, you are not going to catch him. Has a nose for the end zone. You see the numbers there. Almost 20 yards every time he catches a football. The rushing numbers below, just huge, big play potential every night.
Now, last year in his first season leading the Mesquite program, Chad DeGrenier led them to the state quarterfinals. He's hoping to build off that success this season.
He's had success really at every stop he's been at. You see the season record there, 10-7 in his second season. Kind of a smaller squad, looking to continue to build this program as the years go by.
Offensively, Mesquite is led by senior DeAndre Kelsey. This is a guy you'll see lined up all over the field tonight.
He can catch the football, and again, one of those guys, he gets the football in the open field, he can take it to the house. He's got great vision, he's got great speed, big dynamic playmaker. You see him catch a ball here, he can just outrun defenders, and like you said, when he's in the open field, look out. Big numbers, over 12 yards on average per catch.
All right, when we come back, we'll have the Sanderson Ford keys to tonight's game. Kellis and Mesquite, you're watching Game Time on YurView. We'll be right back.
Refresh yourself with a Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. It stays cold longer, and we offer more choices than ever before. More choices like Powerade, vitamin water, iced tea, and full throttle. Ready for the best part? You can get any size foam Polar Pop Cup for only 89 cents every day. More choices than ever before. Talk about refreshing. More choices, most value. At Circle K.
I do a lot of online shopping. I read a lot of reviews. Read the reviews on Sanderson Ford. I think you'll be pleasantly pleased. Everybody that's come through there is extremely excited when they walk out of Sanderson Ford. And I think if you go and look at their reviews, it's going to tell you that they're a first-class service. They go out of their way above and beyond to make that customer happy, and you couldn't ask for any better company than Sanderson Ford.
Ford, America's best-selling brand. Sanderson Ford, America's best-selling Ford dealership.
If you want better opportunities in your life and your current job is taking you nowhere, you can look through the classified ads for a better job. You can apply for jobs that are out there, or you can call us at AAI and get the career training you need for a career you'll love.
A job is a short-term solution, but real change happens in your life when you're in a career that offers you satisfaction and rewards. Why just work at a job when you can build a strong foundation for a career you can be passionate about?
Check us out at aai.edu or call now.
And welcome back, everybody, to Game Time on YurView from Mesquite High School as the Kellis Cougars get ready to take on the Mesquite Wildcats.
And here are tonight's Sanderson Ford keys to the game. Remember, the best play is at Sanderson Ford. Start off, number one, ball control. You talk to both these coaches, that's the first thing out of their mouths. They want to control the ball, keep the other team's offense off the field. Strength of schedule, Kellis, comes in again undefeated, and three of those teams have 0 wins, so their schedule is being questioned. They know that. They want to shut those questioners up. And then the line of scrimmage. Kellis starts 5 new offensive linemen, and Mesquite's best player is defensive end Robert Jordan.
All right, when we come back, kickoff between Kellis and Mesquite. You're watching Game Time on YurView.
When the day turns into night, my hash browns turn into my new $3 Munchie mashups. Crispy hash browns, tasty white cheese, mashed up with your choice of savory egg and bacon, buffalo chicken and ranch, or jalapenos and bacon. Each for just $3. Why? Because everything gets more interesting at night. Vampires wake up, werewolves come out, and the boogeyman gets his boogie on. So try my delicious $3 Munchie mashups and keep the party going until the sun comes up. Ooh, $3 Munchie mashups from Jack in the Box.
Are you Takis enough?
Capital of Iceland.
Reykjavik. R-E-E-Y.
Whoops.
Takis. Taste the fury of our flavors and face the intensity.
Brandon's played sports since he was about 4 years old. He was playing flag football and tweaked his knee. We ended up taking him to Phoenix Children's. The doctors confirmed that the ACL was torn, and we were given the option to not surgically repair, but then he would have to stop all sports. Brandon was devastated. We ended up going forward with the surgery when the doctor gave him the thumbs up. He wanted to go back out onto the playing field that night. Phoenix Children's played a huge role in getting him back to sports.
The YurView Game of the Week is sponsored locally by Sanderson Ford. The best play is at Sanderson Ford. By Jack in the Box, come try the new really big chicken sandwich combo for only $3.99, limited time only. And by Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. By Red Devil Italian Restaurant, family owned since 1960. By Circle K, it's time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. By Vae Luna, proud sponsor of student athletes in Arizona. By Phoenix Children's Sports Medicine, Arizona's only comprehensive sports medicine program for young athletes. And by Takis, face the intensity. And a beautiful evening here at Mesquite High School as we get set for kickoff. And there's a look at Zach Moeller, who'll kick it off for the Cougars. Finally got some cooler temperatures coming through, and we are underway. Short kick. Nice cut upfield down the sidelines. Great field position for Mesquite to start the game. Here's your Jack in the Box starting lineups. Come try the new $3.99 really big chicken sandwich combo with double the cheese and double the chicken, plus curly fries and a drink for only $3.99, limited time only.
Watch these 3 interior linemen for Mesquite. Coach talked about how dominant they can be, important in their game plan tonight.
Mesquite's offense coming into tonight's game averaging 21.5 points per game. Kellis defensively giving up just 11. And the screen, it's got a little bit of a fog going through it. It's because the student section threw up some flour at the kickoff. As we now take a look at the Mesquite Wildcat quarterback, the senior, Wade Saperja. See his numbers on the season.
60% completion percentage. Can get the ball down the field a little bit.
2nd down and 9, Wildcats. Handoff up the middle. Nice pickup there for Mesquite, and getting the carry is Chandler Coleman. As we take a look now at the Kellis defense.
Kind of run a 3 defense, allows them to do a lot of different things. You got 5 defensive backs, can deploy them wherever you want.
Nicholas Bejarano, the middle linebacker, the leader of that Cougar defense. Drawing some interest from ASU and NAU. 3rd and 4, Mesquite. Handoff, getting to the corner. Nice pickup there by Chandler Coleman. 1st down, Wildcats.
Get the ball to him a couple different ways. You see him come across the formation here. Quarterback reading that defensive end, trying to anticipate where he's going to go. He comes down, shows any inside movement, you hand the ball off, and you pick up the 1st down.
Wildcats in Kellis territory at the 46-yard line. Trips to the right. Shotgun formation, and taking the snap is DeAndre Kelsey in the Wildcat formation. And talking with Mesquite head coach Chad Grenier, he said he had a few packages for the all-around athlete, Kelsey.
Kelsey, probably the fastest guy on this Mesquite team, a 4.40. Can catch the ball, as we talked about. Can run the ball, obviously. Can throw the ball just enough to keep the defense honest.
And Kelsey in shotgun formation. Trips right. Receiver to the left comes in motion. Kelsey's going to keep it. Pickup of about 4.
And the one thing you look at is Mesquite offense, and both their tackles about 190 pounds. See the shotgun snap a little high this time. He keeps the ball instead of handing it off on the fly sweep. Picks up a couple yards there, but this offensive line, you got a couple inside guys who have decent size, but just not a whole lot of big guys here in the Mesquite area.
Ever so important to have a quarterback who is mobile. With that being said, fumble, and falling on it is the Cougars, number 34, Carlos Galicia, the junior defensive end.
Jamie Barraza's the center, and again, you're going from shotgun to under center. You've got a couple different quarterback cadences. Not sure if the ball ever got up there, but as I always tell people, it's always the glamour guy, the guy who makes the most money, who takes the blame for that. So that would be the quarterback.
So you're not going to hold the center
not
whatsoever?
Not one iota.
Spoken like a true center and offensive lineman. 1st and 10, Kellis. They take over at their own 43-yard line. Inside handoff. The Mesquite defense stepping up. On the carry for the Cougars was Quentin Estes. Take a look at the Kellis offense for tonight.
Always like to ask these coaches who to take a look at up front. Zepp Clark, right here, the left guard, having a nice season, has good size, said he'll just power over people at 6 foot, 295 pounds.
All new starters on the offensive line for Kellis. Ball falls incomplete, and more on Zepp Clark. He is the strongest player ever, Dale, at Kellis. As we take a look at the junior quarterback, Cade Peterson.
He's only lost one game in his career at Kellis. That was as a freshman. So coach says he's a winner. You know, they'll no huddle it most of the time, and they can pick up the pace or they can slow it down based on the game situation.
And there's his father, Todd Peterson, who is the offensive coordinator for Kellis. A little father-son combo. Inside handoff on the carry is Josiah Bailey. He's going to be stopped short of a 1st down. It's going to be a 4th down. As we take a look at the Mesquite Wildcat defense.
Keep an eye on number 8, Robert Jordan. NAU and ASU offers. About 6'3", 205 pounds. Also plays basketball and runs track and runs a 4.5 40.
Is that the kind of athlete you like?
Hard not to like that.
On the return for Mesquite, but going nowhere. Big play there by Nicholas Bejarano by Kellis. No pickup on the return.
Almost slips down. Knee almost touched, but great coverage. Nice athletic play. And pins them back. That's what you want to do. Make them go 80 yards every time that they get the football.
So Mesquite will take over from their own 20-yard line. Superga goes under center. 2 wide receivers split to the right, 1 to the left. Hand off to Chandler Coleman, tries to get out to the edge. Pickup of about 3. Chandler Coleman gives some early work here.
Well, he is, and what Mesquite's doing is making sure that Kellis has to cover from sideline to sideline. You're going to see the offensive line blocked down. You got one guy to beat and has the speed to almost turn that corner. But now this Mesquite defense going from left to right.
Pickup of a couple. Coleman once again. The 5'7", 175-pound junior. Had 73 yards in their game against Mesa earlier this year, as you see his season numbers.
Again, a lot of these times you see these high school running backs with just ridiculous average yards per carry. So you see 3.8, almost 4 yards per carry. You're like, huh, kind of mundane, but really like the way Chandler Coleman runs with the football.
Runs extremely hard. 3rd and 5. Superga drops back. Has his receiver, Kelsey. Nice pickup for the Wildcats. First down out to the 40-yard line.
Really nice patience by Superga there. And be coming right in the middle of your screen as Kelsey coming right against the grain of that defense. You have to have a lot of moxie, a lot of nerve, because you know there's a bunch of white jerseys coming at you. Great vision upfield, able to pick up the first down.
Showing off some of that 4.4 speed that you spoke of earlier. Coleman once again falls forward for pickup of about 7.
Want to run behind those 3 inside guys, Eskew, Riley, Barraza. Barraza 280 pounds, Riley 240 pounds, Eskew 225 pounds. 2 seniors and a junior.
Eskew, the leader of that group, extremely hard worker. 2nd and 4. Coleman once again, that's his 7th carry already tonight. Just short of a first down, bring up 3rd and 1.
Again, just driving off the football. See number 18, Gaines jump in there from his defensive end position, 6'2", 180 pounds.
And he's a converted wide receiver. It's his first year ever playing defensive end. Looking like he's a quick learner. Superga, the big push up the middle. First down Mesquite, and how about that work? Offensive line getting a big push up front.
Right up the middle. You know, the one thing that Coach Grenier said, we have to get first downs. They had 25% on 3rd downs this season, and you're just not going to win a whole lot of football games when you continue to give the ball back to the other team's offense.
And that was what Coach Grenier spoke of, time, possession. He wants to keep that Kellis offense off the field. Another fumbled snap. Superga able to get it back. Loss of 1, so it's 2 issues with the snap here early on for the Wildcats.
We get a good look at it right here as the ball get up there, and you know, a lot of times that quarterback has to ride with the center because he has to know where the center's going on his block and got to work in unison, and maybe you just decide, you know what, we're going to go to the shotgun because we have a little more success with that.
And that's DeAndre Kelsey taking the snap. He's going to keep it. Big stick up the middle, making the hit for the Cougars defense is number 33, Felipe Martinez.
Martinez, 5'10", 205 pounds, and you're going to see him over here. Oh, kind of a delayed draw. Takes a little bit of time to develop. You know, you get, Bishop Cintron in there, kind of disrupting things, not going to get credit for the tackle, but his teammates understand how important he was to that play.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Wildcats, and we've got a timeout by Mesquite.
Charge to Mesquite.
Chad DeGrenier wants to talk things over.
2017 program.
Let's recognize tonight's Valle Luna Scholar Athletes of the Game. Valle Luna, proud sponsor of student athletes in Arizona. Jacob Berry of Mesquite has a 3.7 GPA, a 3-year varsity player and a lacrosse midfielder. He has volunteered for Feed My Starving Children and was unanimously voted as team captain this season. Quentin Estes of Raymond Kellis sports a 3.0 GPA, 2-year varsity player and a striker on the soccer team. He was second team All-Region a year ago and volunteers for the Arizona Cardinals Community Service, where he's put in nearly 50 hours at the 4 elementary schools that feed into Raymond Kellis. Congrats to these fine student athletes. And Dale, that's always a great thing when you have a player who's voted unanimously as a team captain.
Very, very much so. This is the 9th play of this drive. Held the ball for just over 4 minutes.
And that is just what Coach Grenier was looking for here tonight. 3rd and 9. Saperja looking left, goes deep looking for his receiver, but it gets intercepted, and making the play for the Cougars is the senior Dylan Naylor. So that is 2 turnovers now by this Cougars defense.
Well, 2 ways to look at it. If you're Mesquite and the coaching staff, you can say, you know what, almost as good as a punt. Good protection up front. You have a chance to get the ball out in front of your receiver, just underthrows the ball a little bit, and Naylor comes down with it.
Now Dylan Naylor flips over to wide receiver for the Cougars. Started on both sides of the ball last year as well. Terrific athlete for Kellis. 1st and 10, Cougars. Inside handoff. On the carry was Kalen Jordan for Kellis.
Well, you take a look at this defensive front, and undersized, you know, Bono's 190 pounds, TOT's 160 pounds. Robert Jordan, 205 pounds, is the other defensive end, but they make up for their lack of size with great athletic ability, quickness, and speed.
2nd and 8. Peterson scrambling, gets brought down for the sack. Riley Tioti, the senior defensive end, his 3rd sack of the season.
Tioti, as I just pointed out, 180 pounds. He's gained 20 pounds since the program came out, but just watch this. You're going to watch a lot of people coming up inside. Again, you're not going to get credit for it as a blitzing linebacker. TOT is going to get the sack, but without you, he doesn't get that. But he's relentless, one of the mainstays of this Mesquite defense.
3rd and 15. TOT again. Peterson is going to get brought down for the safety. Actually going to mark him out just outside the goal line. Jacob Berry, one of the players in on the tackle for the Wildcats.
Berry, 6 foot, 179 pound senior. Yeah, Mesquite bringing pressure. Can only pick up so many. Balls got to get out of there before they can bring that extra guy. Just watch all the dark jerseys coming, bringing one more than you can block, and TOT just working against Clark, beating him with quickness.
And again, that Kellis offensive line, 5 brand new starters. They get their hands full here early on against this Wildcats front. Kellis set to punt. Zach Moeller off the side of his foot. Gets a decent roll, but ball's gonna be marked down at the 27-yard line. And that is where the Mesquite offense will take over. It's time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. We are scoreless. Stay tuned for more game time on YurView after the Circle K Polar Pop timeout.
Ford was the only company that we really wanted to go with. Their reputation, the credibility that they have, Sanderson has that. Sanderson Ford does a really good job with their start team. They got with each one of my kids and sat in the car with them, went over every detail of the car. And for them to take the time with each one of my kids and go over every little detail in the car, that's pretty unique.
Ford, America's best-selling brand. Sanderson Ford, America's best-selling Ford dealership.
Refresh yourself with a Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. It stays cold longer, and we offer more choices than ever before. More choices like Powerade, vitamin water, iced tea, and full throttle. Ready for the best part? You can get any size foam Polar Pop Cup for only 89 cents every day. More choices than ever before. Talk about refreshing. More choices, most value. At Circle K.
And welcome back to the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView here at Mesquite High School in Gilbert. Wildcat shooters fired up to have YurView here for tonight's game. Some stats here early on, Dale. Mesquite with 50 yards to the Cougars 7, but they've turned the ball over twice.
Well, and like I said, I don't think that last one hurt them nearly as much as an interception out in the field, because it was almost like a punt anyways.
Kelsey, shotgun's going to keep it up the middle. He's going to get brought down. Making the tackle for the Cougars is Nicholas Bejarano.
Bejarano did a really nice job making sure that Kelsey didn't get outside where he initially wanted to go, kept him contained, and was able to get in on the tackle.
Bejarano, a 3-year starter. He's got some interest from ASU, NAU, Arizona Christian, amongst others. 2nd and 10. Kelsey fakes the handoff, going to keep it up the middle. He's got room to run, cuts it back up the middle. Big pickup there for Mesquite. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Wildcats from the 8-yard line.
Some guys just have a knack to run this play. Again, the fly sweep. You're reading somebody, whether it's a linebacker, defensive end. Every play has a different read, because you're going to leave somebody free and you read him. Whichever way he goes, you go the other way. Nice job, great explosion up through the middle.
This time he hands it off up the middle is Chandler Coleman. Gets it down just inside the 5.
Well, if you want to talk about ball control and you want to talk about letting this clock run, shortening the game, that's exactly what Mesquite is able to do as this first quarter is coming to a close, and they're closing in on the first score of the game.
1 quarter in the books here at Mesquite High School. And the Wildcats and Kellis Cougars are scoreless.
Come on, buddy, you can do it. Oh, man, this is so good to be on.
Looking for a real good time? Come to Red Devil, where old traditions become new. Whether it's a special occasion or a night out on the town, Red Devil will meet all your dine-in and take-out needs at a price that's hard to beat. Red Devil, starting a new tradition.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
If you're thinking about coming back to school, you probably go online and check out schools in the area to find out which one best suits your needs.
At AAI, we invite you to visit our website at aai.edu and check out the career training we offer in skilled trades.
You can navigate the website, check out our campus, hear from our graduates, and better understand the commitment we have to our students.
Our website is full of great information that can help you make an informed decision about your future. Check us out at aai.edu or call now.
Welcome back to the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView. The Mesquite Maniacs fired up for their Wildcat team this evening.
Well, and if you're going to drop a first quarter to Chad DeGrenier's perfection, how about 8 minutes, 7 seconds time of possession to 3:53 for Kellis. 18 plays run for Mesquite to only 6 for Kellis. Absolutely perfect first quarter. And now obviously he'd like to pay this off with a touchdown.
Absolutely. Second and goal from the 5. Kelsey takes the snap, follows that offensive line. Touchdown, Wildcats. DeAndre Kelsey with the 5-yard touchdown run, and Mesquite is on the board.
Right up the middle. We talked about the interior of that offensive line. Watch white jerseys get moved back. A couple guys had a shot, but you know, sometimes your moves as an athlete are so subtle, and you see DeAndre Kelsey just slides the hips a little bit to avoid a direct hit and able to slide his way into the end zone.
Coming on now for the extra point, Matt Brock. It's up and it is good.
Point conversion from Matt Brock is good.
Mesquite with the 5-yard touchdown run by DeAndre Kelsey gives the Wildcats a 7-0 lead. You're watching the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView. We'll be right back.
Refresh yourself with a Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. It stays cold longer, and we offer more choices than ever before. More choices like Powerade, vitamin water, iced tea, and full throttle. Ready for the best part? You can get any size foam Polar Pop cup for only 89 cents every day. More choices than ever before. Talk about refreshing. More choices, most value. At Circle K.
Are you Takis enough?
Capital of Iceland.
Reykjavik. R-E-E-Y.
Whoops.
Takis. Taste the fury of our flavors and face the intensity.
Welcome back to the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView. Let's now take a look at our Phoenix Children's Hospital Sports Medicine Injury Report. Specialized care for young athletes from first assessment to follow-up. Arizona's only comprehensive sports medicine program for young athletes, only at Phoenix Children's Hospital.
Again, great start for this Mesquite Wildcat football team. We've talked about that game plan. Talked about the interior of that offensive line. We've talked about the playmaking ability of DeAndre Kelsey, and they all came to fruition in that first quarter.
Great start for the Wildcats, set to kick it away. Matt Brock showing the great leg.
Let's go!
Take a look now at the scoring drive, capped off by the 5-yard touchdown run by Kelsey.
Only 4 plays. Remember the interception and then the short punt, and 4 plays, 28 yards later. Only used a minute 26 to take that 7-0 lead.
Cougars will take over from their own 20. We just saw on the injury report the Cougars were without their leading rusher, Elijah Juarez, out with a concussion. So it's a big loss here offensively tonight for Kellis. Peterson shotgun, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. In motion, though, is Bradley. pardon me, Bailey. A little miscommunication there in the backfield.
Well, maybe miscommunication in the backfield, and then when you let TOT come running absolutely free, looks like the ball was snapped before Peterson was ready for it. Number 40 has been all over the football field here early in this football game.
Riley Teote, see his season stats. He's been one of the big playmakers so far this season for the Wildcats, and he's showing his stuff here tonight. 2nd down and 16. Peterson, quick fire to the right, tries to find his receiver, Glass Johnson, but it falls incomplete. In on the play is Devarian Lewis.
Nice coverage. These cornerbacks playing very tight man-to-man coverage as Mesquite continues to bring one more than the Kellis offensive line and running backs can pick up. So the ball has to come out in a hurry. Defensive backs realize that Peterson's not going to have time to sit back there and throw deep balls, and it's working to perfection here early in the football game.
3rd and 16, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Handoff up the middle, room to run. Big pickup here for Estes. 1st down, ball is loose, but it's going to be marked down. Kellis will keep the ball, and they'll have a 1st down from their own 41-yard line.
Live by the blitz. Sometimes you're going to get beat, and watch right here. There's going to be a big gash that opens up here if you don't make the play initially. Offensive line able to get a hat on a hat. A seam opens up. You see big number 70, Zepp Clark. Ball comes out late, but a 1st down that this Kellis offense really needed.
Quentin Estes, the big pickup for the Cougars. 1st and 10 from the 41. Peterson, once again, a big rush by Mesquite. In on the tackle this time, big number 65, Joey Bono, the sophomore.
Well, he's not big. He's 5'9". He's 190 pounds. He's a sophomore. This Mesquite defensive line, they're running games. They're running TEs and ETs, and guys are coming free, really making this Kellis offensive line work. Not going to have that much time to throw the football.
We got a timeout on the field. Notes now here from Kellis head coach Sean Copeland to find out how the Cougars got off to this 4-0 start.
I definitely believe the offseason has been the biggest key. Our kids put in a lot of work this offseason, and of course over the summer we had our best attendance since I've been here. And so all that hard work's paying off for them. It's been, you know, the schedule's not been real tough. The teams have gotten better on our schedule compared to last year, but I think our kids have gotten better physically.
And this program's gotten better in the 4 years that he's been a part of it.
Probably the most polite head coach I've talked to in the state of Arizona. Yes, sir, no, sir. Said Sean, I looking around because I think my dad's standing around. You call me yes sir, no sir, and you see the schedule. He said, sir, I'm from Texas. I'm sorry, sir. So very nice young man to talk to. You see the 4-0 start, and as he acknowledged, they know this is kind of their first real test, and they want to pass it.
And 3 of those 4 wins came against schools that have yet to win a game this season. Coming out of the timeout, Peterson finds Ricky Luna.
5'5", 134-pound junior, and really nice play call there. You're not going to pick up 3rd and 20, 3rd and 21, whatever it was. You want to give yourself a chance. I'm sorry, 2nd and 20 or 21. You want to give yourself a chance on 3rd down with a more manageable distance.
How about Ricky Luna, 5'5", 134. Who says you're too small to play football? 3rd down, Peterson, and a heavy rush once again. He eludes the first wave, but then the second wave he can't break free from. And again, this Mesquite rush wreaking havoc.
Just bringing too many guys. And so you've got the guys over here, you got guys over here, just too many for you to pick up, and they're using that quickness and athleticism to run around some of these offensive linemen. And boy, defensive linemen, when they smell blood in the water, as in a quarterback who's under duress, they're like sharks swimming to it.
Well, there's been plenty of chum in the water here tonight for this Mesquite defense. Bajarano coming in, making another tackle on the punt return. No gain once again.
Well, if I'm Mesquite, I'm saying, you know what? Maybe we just need to block him. He does a really nice job on the punt team. He's 5, 8, 10 yards ahead of any of the other guys on the punt cover team.
That's why he's got some colleges looking at him. Talking with head coach Sean Copeland, he said Bajarano is the toughest guy on the team, works extremely hard, very competitive, very coachable, and a quiet leader. Not going to say a whole lot, but he leads by example. Three-year starter on defense for the Cougars. Handoff up the middle. Getting stacked up. In on the tackle for the Cougars is Isaiah Diaz, senior outside linebacker.
6 foot, 150 pounder. You know, you just go across this defense for Kellis, and 150 pounds, 180 pounds, 145 pounds are guys who are really coming up front and trying to make tackles.
Trips left. Spurgeon takes the snap and hands it off. In on the tackle, number 33 for the Cougars.
Just watch right here. Watch the penetration. Now, again, you don't get credit for the tackle, but you really disrupt the football play. You make Campos have to hesitate and go where he doesn't want to go, and your buddies get in there and make the tackle.
And that will now bring up 3rd and 7. Spurgeon shotgun, trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Single setback. Spurgeon intercepted, making the play for the Cougars. Dashing down the sidelines. Breaks the tackle, touchdown, Kellis. And we've got a penalty flag on the play.
Now you have some of the Mesquite players clapping. Flag's right in front of us. Looks like there might be a pass interference or illegal contact call.
That was Jeremy Martinez for the Cougars, who got the interception.
First down.
And our officials for tonight's game, our referee Joel Seawald, umpire Steve Johnson, the linesman Tori Yosick, the line judge Marcellus Lasada, and the back judge Mark Skosipik.
Got to throw this ball to the outside number. Got to come back to the football. Obviously, the contact happened sometime before that. Martinez, good-looking athlete, 6 foot, 145 pounds.
So that will now bring up 1st and 10 for Mesquite from the 45. And that penalty keeps Mesquite from having a 3rd turnover. Still have 2 on the night. The fake handoff, and keeping it is Saperja. Pickup of about 3.
We've talked about Saperja throwing the football, about 61% completion percentage. Can also run the football, even though he's only got a 2-yard average. He's run the ball 36 times. That was a run-pass option, better known in football circles as an RPO. Probably could have thrown the ball, decided to play it safe, maybe because he threw an interception on the last pass and still gained some positive yards.
Saperja has an offer from Culver Stockton. 4.0 GPA in the classroom. 2nd down and 8. Trips right, single receiver to the left. Handoff up the middle, big hole, big gain. Chandler Coleman once again before he gets knocked out of bounds by Quinton Estes. Another big pickup on the ground for the Wildcats.
Just a big hole right up the middle of this offensive line, and Chandler Coleman cutting back against the grain. getting a hat on a hat and then outrunning a couple defenders, getting to the outside. You see him put the ball in the outside hand, really well coached. Picks up another first down.
10 carries, 51 yards already tonight.
Came into the game with 134 yards on the season.
With 35 carries. And there is the 11th carry of the night for Coleman.
Kind of like the way Chad DeGrenier is going about this. Hey, keep calling the play until they stop you, and then guess what? I'm going to call it one more time to make sure they didn't stop it by mistake.
Good look at Chad DeGrenier. Coached previously at Mountain View and Cactus Shadows, where he won a state title in 2006 when they beat Higley, and played his college ball at Washington State. You see his father right behind him there. His father, Jack, helps out with the team. Nice to see it. Little father-son there in the sidelines.
Spend some time together.
And it's going to be a timeout by Mesquite. Coach DeGrenier wants to talk things over. Let's now hear from Mesquite head coach.
The concession stand is open on the south side of the end zone. And the north side.
So not only does Chad DeGrenier have his father on the sidelines, but he also has one of his former quarterbacks and the one that led Cactus Shadows to a state title. Philip Holt is the quarterback coach. Let's now hear from Chad DeGrenier about the recent play of his Mesquite Wildcat team.
5A is very tough this year. Centennial obviously beat Pinnacle the other night. Cienega is a phenomenal football team as well. And you know, Queen Creek beat Hamilton. So, I mean, there's 3 or 4 of our top 5 Division 5 schools can compete in 6A, and so it's definitely a meat grinder, but it's fun to, because you want to coach, you know, where the best place.
Coming out of the timeout here, second down for the Wildcats, 6 yards to go. 5:56 remaining. Fly sweep, DeAndre Kelsey cuts it back inside. Nice job there by Kellis to pursue the ball. We heard Chad DeGrenier there talking about all the 5A teams, and we've seen Centennial once already tonight, and we got them again next week.
And obviously, when you talk about the cream of the crop, you're always talking about Centennial. That's what they're the gold standard. That's what you're aspiring to be if you're any of the other programs. And you know, Coach DeGrenier, he's won a state championship. Did it at Cactus Shadows 10 years ago. So he knows what it takes to get that job done.
Absolutely. Third down and 5. Superga, shotgun, got a whistle and a flag before the snap.
Well, that's frustrating. Some of these high school stadiums now have the play clock. Mesquite doesn't have one of those yet, but the back judge motions his arm the last 5 seconds of the play clock. You got a number of coaches down there. You got coaches up here in the box. Somebody needs to be aware of that.
3rd and 11, Superga goes up top, looking for his receiver. Trying to haul it in was Jacob Walker.
Obviously, the Mesquite fans want pass interference. Pretty nicely thrown football. Jacob Walker, 5'11", 163-pound sophomore. You know, a little bit of contact there. Obviously, if you're a Kellis fan, you're going to say that was a great defensive play. If you're Mesquite, you're saying, oh, that was for sure pass interference. I think pretty good non-call there by the officials.
And that was Jeremy Martinez with the coverage. A 53-yard field goal attempt coming from Matt Brock. Plenty of leg, and it is good. Matt Brock, the 53-yard field goal, and the Wildcats now lead 10-0. How about that?
Well, I saw him in pregame. He has a very strong leg, and boy, he wears some very loud shoes. And I said, boy, he better be good. Look at the color of those shoes.
Can't miss them.
So you got to be good. You're going to wear shoes like that. He's good.
He pured that. It looked like one of your drives, Dale.
Yeah, and he had about,
nice little draw on that.
Had about 8-9 yards to spare. Very strong leg. Really nice job. And when you have a weapon like that, you're the Mesquite coaching staff, you can really count on him. 53 yards in high school. It's a long, long field goal.
And his previous long was 47 yards. And as you said, how do you think that was good from what, 60?
You could add another 6, 7, 8 yards onto it. So
nice work there by Matt Brock. Had a little crosswind going as well.
Just adds to the excitement.
Absolutely. 10-0 Mesquite. 4:54 remaining. Brock to kick it off once again. Another touchback. Showing that strong leg.
Our producer Rich Reed just informed me in my ear that long as he kicked at Arcadia was 52.
52
on the JV practice field, with a monsoon moving through, blowing north to south.
Barefoot.
Yes.
Can't forget that part. Barefoot. So the Kellis offense will take over from their own 20, trailing 10-0. This Cougar offense trying to get something going, but it's been this defensive front for the Wildcats, and the pressure, it's been too much to handle so far. Nice pickup there down the sidelines. Big gain here for the Cougars. Quentin Estes, the senior.
9.3 yards per carry. The 165-pound senior bursts off of right tackle. This time you get a hat on a hat. Still going to try and bring some people, wad them up in the middle. He bounces outside, and he's got that speed that can hurt you.
27-yard pickup for Estes. Cougars first down from their own 47. Boy, Robert Jordan has seen enough of that. Just buries Estes in the backfield.
Been playing with an ankle that's been sprained. Tough to play the game when you're not healthy. Stunts inside. This Mesquite defense taking a lot of chances. Moving that smallish defensive line. When you guess right, good things like that happen. But Robert Jordan, one heck of a football player.
He's got offers from ASU, NAU, and South Dakota State. He is a special athlete. 2nd and 12. Peterson, middle of the field, has his receiver, Bailey. Big pickup down the sidelines, cuts it back in. This Kellis offense finally opening up. Big pickup there by Bailey.
A little more time to throw the football for Peterson. Rush doesn't get there. Bailey comes dragging across the middle. The middle was open when you're blitzing linebackers. That middle just kind of opens up, and nice job by Bailey catching the ball with his hands, making a couple guys miss. Almost get a face mask call there, but this Kellis offense on the move.
Bailey, 40-yard pickup on the play. And talking with head coach Sean Copeland, he said Bailey is the most explosive player he has ever been around. Showing some of that burst on that 40-yard game. Boy, he gets bottled up. First man in there for Mesquite. Number 3, Holden Owen, the junior middle linebacker, a 2-year starter.
Well, it could have been one of about 4. Watch these guys coming up here, and then you got linemen here, here, here. You don't got enough hats to block them, and if you're not communicating and on the same page, doubly tough to block them. Got to give Jim Jones, longtime head coach, visit with him for a few minutes before the game. A lot of credit for this game plan he's come up with tonight.
And Chad DeGrenier took over for Jim Jones here at Mesquite, but Jones staying on as the defensive coordinator. And Kellis is going to call a timeout with 3:09 remaining here in the second quarter. Cougars trailing the Wildcats 10-0.
Had a fun little visit with Jim Jones before the game. He was sitting down, the team and other coaches had gone in. He was sitting down here on their bench, and I said, what, rank Hazlitt's privileges? You too old to go back to the locker room? Or he said, no, I'm just hanging out here trying to find out a couple things about Kellis.
Always working. As we see those 5A rankings. Centennial, we had them last week, Dale, on YurView. We got them again next week when St. Thomas Aquinas from Florida comes into town. And we got Kellis there at number 6.
Remember, it's the Raiders.
You're going to stick with the Raiders. We got to figure it out, though. St. Thomas Aquinas.
Well, you and Rich think you have it figured out, but we don't know that for sure.
We've got that. We got it all figured out. We went to YouTube to get the correct pronunciation. YouTube's always right.
Yes. YouTube and Deadspin, they've got everything right all the time.
Those are the most reputable places to go to get your information. You stick with the Raiders. 2nd and 15. Let's see what Kellis comes up with coming out of the timeout. And not much.
Defense, number 10.
Kind of frustrating coming out of timeout, have a play called, and I don't believe it was just Johnson who was moving. I think there was a few white jerseys moving before the ball was snapped.
So that'll push him back 5 more yards. Second penalty on the night for Kellis. Peterson going up top. And it's going to hit the back of the helmet of the defensive back for Mesquite, number 21, Eddie Hopkins, as Peterson tries to go up top to find Dylan Naylor.
Naylor against Hopkins. Hopkins doing a good job running stride for stride. The only thing you want to do is get your head turned around. When the receiver turns his head around, and you might be able to make a play on the football and come up with an interception.
Cougars 0 for 3 on 3rd down conversions, facing 3rd and 20 from the 25-yard line. Peterson gets bottled up. The officials are going to blow the play dead as Jordan throws Peterson to the ground after the whistle. And there is going to be a flag there.
That's one of those things that you sit there and go, was that in the act or was that after? Was it necessary? They're obviously going to call it because you're going to protect the quarterback at all costs.
Sorry, roughness. Defense, number 8. Bounce.
Again, pressure up the middle. 2-3 guys had a chance, and he kind of let go there at the end. The whistle probably been. Yeah, it's one of those things. You want your kids to be aggressive. You want them to play through the whistle.
Kind of
difficult to swallow if you're a Mesquite fan, that's for sure.
Kind of a quick whistle there as well to protect the quarterback. And we have a timeout on the field. Called by Mesquite as the Wildcats lead 10-0, 2:55 remaining. You're watching the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView. Chris Harris here along with Dale Hellestray.
So any offensive line I've been around, you've got to protect these A gaps. All right, you got these linebackers. You're going to come running up here, some of them at full speed, and you're expecting him to come here and make this block. That's not fair. You block down, you block down. You want the guys furthest away from the ball to make the tackle. Ends up obviously with the sack and with the penalty that works out for Kellis there. Mesquite 6 sacks, and we still have 2 minutes and 55 seconds left here in the second quarter.
And that's got to be a concern for Kellis head coach Sean Copeland, protecting his quarterback. Mesquite came into tonight's game with 12 sacks on the season. 6 already on the night. Peterson shotgun, 4th and 10. Dumps it out in the flat to Estes, cuts it up the middle. Nice piece of running there by Estes. It's gonna be a first down, a big 4th down conversion by the Cougars.
I think you're sitting there, if you're even a Kellis fan, saying, why aren't we kicking a field goal? Throw the ball, get in one of your playmakers' hands, and obviously we've seen Estes with the ball in his hands. He can do dynamic things, and if you're that Mesquite defense, you're saying, okay, go ahead and catch the ball, but we're not letting you get 10 yards.
Encroachment, defense, half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
Well, that looked like it was on Robert Jordan again. And as good a football player as you are, you can't hurt your football team. You don't want to let one play affect you mentally to where you let that stack up.
Speaking of getting stacked up, there's your man Robert Jordan. Just blows up the play.
Well, and you can see how dynamic he is. He's right here again. Watch him slant, basically untouched into the backfield. Just too quick for that offensive line. Gonzalez trying to get a hat on him, and well, there's the 5 yards back I got for jumping off sides.
Sorry about that, Coach. Let me make that up for you. It's gonna bring up 2nd down from the 4. Peterson's gonna keep it. Tries to follow his block, but the first man in to slow down Peterson by that Mesquite defense is number 44, John Garr.
230-pound running back, linebacker. Bounces off a block, able to hang on to him, but just look all the dark jerseys running to the football.
Great pursuit there by the Wildcats. 3rd and goal from the 3. 1:10 remaining till halftime. Peterson up top, pass Johnson, touchdown Cougars. Peterson to Johnson, and the Cougars are on the board.
Coach Copeland talked about Peterson. We mentioned there in the first quarter, he's only lost 1 game in his Kellis career. That was as a freshman. Has a nice touch on the deep ball, very accurate, just a slant down here in the end zone. Ball a little bit high and a little bit behind Johnson, but Johnson goes up and grabs it with his hands and scores a touchdown.
And coming on for the extra point for Kellis will be Zach Moeller. So a big touchdown there on 3rd down for the Cougars. There's a good look there at Plas Johnson, the junior wide receiver. He also plays soccer and runs track at Kellis. At the state meet last year, he was 4th in the 100 with a time of 10.9 and finished 5th in the 200. Also ran the relays as well.
Again, pressure up the middle. The ball came out quick enough. There's a little slant route. Really nice job getting his body between the defender and the ball to come down with the catch and get Kellis back into this football game with 1 minute, 6 seconds left.
And for Johnson, that is his 7th touchdown of the season in 4.5 games. And you got a 10-6 game here with 1:06 remaining. What's the decision here on whether to go for 1 or 2?
I mean, if they're gonna go for 2, it's because they don't have a kicker.
Sean Copeland is going to go for the extra points. Kicking it will be Zach Moeller. And he fires it through. It's good. Check that. It is no good.
Well, you can see why Sean Copeland and his staff probably hesitating, calling timeout, didn't go for the field goal on 4th and 10. We haven't had the fortune of watching Kellis or Kellis film. But there's obviously a reason behind that, and now it's 10-6. But You know, both teams got to feel like they're going to see some pressure come in on the left side of the screen. And I don't think that was touched, but I think that the defender made him pull it to the right to avoid being blocked, because if he would have kicked that straight down the middle, I have a very strong suspicion that Billy Seitz would have blocked that extra point.
Moeller is now 8 of 14 on extra points this season. Laces were facing to the right. That was the direction where the ball went. Moeller set to kick it off. It's gonna be a short kick there on the return for Mesquite. Looked like it's Eddie Hopkins there on the return.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see now how the Mesquite offensive coaching staff handles this drive. You're up 10-6. You've controlled the ball. You have some momentum on your side. Are you going to become aggressive and try and get the ball down the field and give your kicker a chance to kick a field goal before the end of half? Do you hand the ball off a few times? It'll be interesting to see how Chad Grenier and his staff handle this.
Well, Matt Brock did kick a 53-yard field goal earlier. He's got a little bit of a wind behind. Start with the ball at the 42-yard line. Fly sweep. Kelsey looked like he was going to throw the ball, then tucks it. Nowhere to go. In on the tackle for Kellis is Jeremy Martinez. So it looked like Chad Grenier is looking for a big play down the field, but Martinez is able to bring down Kelsey.
Yeah, that was a designed handoff pass, but now remember, neither team has a timeout, so you could have taken a shot. You're going to tell your guy, if it's covered, don't throw the football. We don't want a mistake here. And now looks like they're just going to let the half run out.
Saperja goes under center. Handoff to Chandler Coleman, gets tripped up.
I don't know if they were trying to take a knee, hand the ball off, what exactly was going on, but you could see Chad Grenier saying, well, come on, guys, act like we know what we're doing.
And that will bring us to halftime. And it is Chad Grenier's Mesquite Wildcats leading the Kellis Cougars by a count of 10-6. You're watching the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView. We'll be right back.
The Wildcats still lead the Wildcats 10-6.
I do a lot of online shopping. I read a lot of reviews. Read the reviews on Sanderson Ford. I think you'll be pleasantly pleased. Everybody that's come through there is extremely excited when they walk out of Sanderson Ford. And I think if you go and look at their reviews, it's going to tell you that they're first-class service. They go out of their way above and beyond to make that customer happy, and you couldn't ask for any better company than Sanderson Ford.
Ford, America's best-selling brand. Sanderson Ford, America's best-selling Ford dealership.
Whenever a craving hits, Jack's got your back.
Somebody craving my really big chicken sandwich?
The really big chicken sandwich combo for $3.99. Double the chicken, double the cheese, topped with hickory smoked bacon, plus curly fries and a refreshing drink. All for just $3.99. Thanks, Jack.
You're welcome.
The $3.99 really big chicken sandwich combo, only at Jack in the Box.
Coming back to school is a big decision, but at AAI, we're with you every step of the way.
We offer career-focused education in skilled trades, and we work with you from the day you enroll through graduation to the ultimate goal of helping you move into the career of your dreams.
Now, if you're wrestling with the decision to come back to school, you may only see the obstacles in your way. We'll help you remove those obstacles one by one and get you where you want to be.
Check us out at aai.edu or call now and come visit with us.
Welcome back to the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView. It's halftime between Mesquite and Raymond Kellis and the Wildcats leading the Cougars by a count of 10-6. When Amy Bockersteady joined the golf team at O'Connor High School 4 years ago, the hope was that she would get to play in one varsity match before graduating. Bockersteady, now in her senior year, has far exceeded those expectations. Whether she is tickling the ivories on the piano, or performing a dance number on center stage, or flushing a drive off the golf tee, Amy Bockersteady is always in her element.
Very nice.
She says almost every day, "I'm so happy." And I know she's happy. And part of it is that she's playing golf right now, and she loves being active and busy and hanging out with people. And so, you know, it's wonderful. We love it.
Amy started playing golf in the 8th grade, and her coach recommended she pursue the sport in high school. The O'Connor senior now plays number 3 on the Eagles team and shot a personal best 46 for 9 holes at the 500 Club earlier this season.
She requires a caddy when she plays, and in particular as we get around the greens, then we're a little bit more prescriptive in chipping and putting and some of the short game stuff.
It's nothing short of a miracle what Amy is able to do. She was born with Down syndrome, but it doesn't keep her from playing the game she loves.
I like playing golf with the guys. It was really cool.
When folks don't know about Amy, the first reaction is one of sort of staring and wondering kind of what's going on, and then the beautiful part is when she steps up to the tee and slices a 180-yard drive down the middle, and everybody goes, "Holy cow, we might have some competition today." So that's fun.
I was a little surprised at how well she hit the ball, how consistent she was with her golf swings, and after that first time, there's been no surprises. She's been great.
Amy's game is mostly fairways and greens, but there are certain challenges she faces.
Well, everyone with Down syndrome has low muscle tone, and so that's a bigger part than people realize is building up stamina and strength.
Once you can't count, so we require somebody to keep score for her. We're helping her with distances, so she can generally select clubs.
Earlier this year, Amy had the opportunity to play in the LPGA Founders Cup Pro-Am and also partnered with Arizona Cardinals head coach Bruce Arians at the Phoenix Open's Celebrity Putting Challenge.
Coach Arians was really fun with him. I like playing putting with him. It was fun.
Did you help him out?
Yes, I tried to help him. Yes, to help him up.
What golf has done is golf has created a pass for her into the typical world, right? She's able to play with girls who she wouldn't otherwise be able to hang around with. She's able to earn respect. She's able to feel good about what she does.
She's like great playing with because she's always so uplifting. You play with her and there's never a bad day of golf.
This child changes people's lives. She's an incredible girl, and her self-confidence and her ability to put herself out there is probably the part of Amy that I'm most proud of.
Bockersteady played in the state tournament last year as part of O'Connor's team, and this season is hoping to qualify individually as well. In the classroom, Amy takes both general and special education classes at O'Connor, where she's basically a rock star on campus. I mean, everybody loves Amy. When we come back, we'll have highlights and first half stats. But as we go to break, we're going to leave you with the Mesquite Marching Band, the 3-time defending state champions.
High School, you may begin your performance.
Refresh yourself with a Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. It stays cold longer, and we offer more choices than ever before. More choices like Powerade, vitamin water, iced tea, and full throttle. Ready for the best part? You can get any size foam Polar Pop Cup for only 89 cents every day. More choices than ever before. Talk about refreshing. More choices, most value. At Circle K.
When the day turns into night, my hash browns turn into my new $3 munchie mashups. Crispy hash browns, tasty white cheese, mashed up with your choice of savory egg and bacon, buffalo chicken and ranch, or jalapenos and bacon. Each for just $3. Why? Because everything gets more interesting at night. Vampires wake up, werewolves come out, and the boogeyman gets his boogie on. So try my delicious $3 munchie mashups and keep the party going until the sun comes up. Ooh, $3 munchie mashups from Jack in the Box.
Come on, buddy, you can do it. Oh, man, this is still with me on.
Looking for a real good time? Come to Red Devil, where old traditions become new. Whether it's a special occasion or a night out on the town, Red Devil will meet all your dine-in and take-out needs at a price that's hard to beat. Red Devil, starting a new tradition.
Welcome back to the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView. It's halftime. Mesquite leading Raymond Kellis by a score of 10-6. Remember, Red Devil Italian Restaurant is your place for an authentic taste of Italy. 3 convenient locations around the valley. They have the best pizza, pasta, and wings around. Mention the YurView High School Football Game of the Week and get 15% off your order. Family owned since 1960. Chris Harris, Dale Hellstrap here in the booth. Now, you munched a little Red Devil pizza before kickoff here tonight.
Well, and I will attest, Red Devil's pretty darn good.
It's not too bad. We enjoy everything they do for us. And 10-6 here at the half. What have you seen so far here, Dale?
Well, I think both teams have kind of played like they expected to. Mesquite, obviously with a slim lead, but they've been able to control the ball, which is exactly what they wanted to do.
Well, let's see how this first half unfolded here this evening at Mesquite High School. We had a fumble here early on that the Cougars pounced on.
When you see the long pass, Naylor with the interception. Mesquite, you don't turn the ball over as many times as they did in the first half and still have a lead very often.
There's Teote.
Nice job. Again, pressure by this Mesquite defense all half long. Kelsey with the keeper right up the middle, the inside of the interior of that offensive line. Played very well in the first half. And then you see hat on hat. Ever so slightly moving those hips and getting in the end zone.
And then we don't show field goals very often, Mr. Hellstrap, but when you got a 53-yard field goal, we're showing it. Matt Brock for Mesquite.
Right down the middle. In a 4th and 10, we both kind of wondered why you'd go for it on 4th and 10 in a 10-0 game. Well, that's why you pick up the first down, get it in Kelsey's hands, and then the slant route for the touchdown.
Class Johnson with his 7th touchdown catch of the season gets Kellis on the board.
Yeah, and you can see Kellis kind of controlled that second quarter time possession, the 2 turnovers. Both teams played pretty well. Both teams can also make some really big improvements here in the third quarter. That'll be fun to watch.
And what adjustments you look for from these two teams?
Well, again, you're going to watch the pass protection. You got to be able to block them up. You can't give up 6 or 7 sacks in a half if you're Kellis. And Mesquite's going to continue to try and do the same thing.
All right, when we come back, we'll have the kickoff to the second half between Kellis and Mesquite. You're watching the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView.
Come on, buddy, you can do it. Oh, man, this is still with me on.
Looking for a real good time? Come to Red Devil, where old traditions become new. Whether it's a special occasion or a night out on the town, Red Devil will meet all your dine-in and take-out needs at a price that's hard to beat. Red Devil, starting a new tradition.
Refresh yourself with a Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. It stays cold longer, and we offer more choices than ever before. More choices like Powerade, vitamin water, iced tea, and full throttle. Ready for the best part? You can get any size foam Polar Pop Cup for only 89 cents every day. More choices than ever before. Talk about refreshing. More choices, most value. At Circle K.
Are you Takis enough?
Capital of Iceland.
Reykjavik. R-E-E-Y.
Whoops.
Takis. Taste the fury of our flavors and face the intensity.
Here are this week's Arizona Automotive Institute top games of the week. AAI, turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. And how about Highland and Perry? How about the surprising Hawks? 5-0, trying to slow down Brock Purdy and the Pumas. They're averaging, Dale, 60 points per game, and they're the only two big undefeated school teams left in the state. You got Sunrise Mountain, they're 4-0, taking on Swirl Sabercats. Swirl pounced them 34-6 last year. Hamilton and Skyline, Dick Baniszewski has the Huskies rolling after the season opening loss at Queen Creek. You got North at Horizon. Time to see if Bernie Buskin's Mustangs, see if that team's for real or not. Pinnacle, Mountain Point, Norris Vaughn's Pride. They're banged up a little bit, but they haven't lost to an Arizona team yet. And Spencer Rattler, we saw him last week. His Pioneers teammates trying to bounce back from that loss to Centennial. Queen Creek, Ironwood Ridge, number 2 and number 5 in 5A. It's a nice matchup there. Campo Verde, 5-0. Williamsfield, that's a big rivalry game. And the Coyotes, Matt Leisure, 824 yards already on the season in 5 games. And how about down south? Pueblo and South Point. The Lancers, 4-0 under their head coach, Dennis Benet. See which team is the best in the South down there.
Well, and how does Northwest Christian and Yuma Catholic not make our big board? That's the biggest game of the weekend.
You just got him a plug right there.
My goodness gracious.
All right, when we come back, Dale Hellestrand will be settled down and happier, and we'll have the kickoff to the second half. You're watching the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView. Be right back.
Whenever a craving hits, Jack's got your back.
Somebody craving my really big chicken sandwich?
The really big chicken sandwich combo for $3.99. Double the chicken, double the cheese, topped with hickory smoked bacon, plus curly fries and a refreshing drink. All for just $3.99.
Thanks, Jack.
You're welcome.
The $3.99 really big chicken sandwich combo, only at Jack in the Box.
If you want better opportunities in your life and your current job is taking you nowhere, you can look through the classified ads for a better job. You can apply for jobs that are out there, or you can call us at AAI and get the career training you need for a career you'll love.
A job is a short-term solution, but real change happens in your life when you're in a career that offers you satisfaction and rewards. Why just work at a job when you can build a strong foundation for a career you can be passionate about?
Check us out at aai.edu or call now.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
Welcome back to the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView as we get set for the second half kickoff. Mesquite leading Kellis by a score of 10-6. And the head coach for the Wildcats, Chad Grenier, has got to be happy with what he saw from his team in the first half.
Well, I think he is, and obviously probably a couple opportunities he'd like to have back, but when you're talking about controlling the clock, running the football, being physical, his team did a really, really nice job there in the first half. Can they sustain that over the final 24 minutes?
The Cougars will receive the second half kickoff. Matt Brock set to kick it away for the Wildcats, had the 53-yard field goal in the first half, his longest of the season. Back to return for the Cougars is Josiah Bailey. The kick's going to go onto the sidelines. Splash Johnson fields it and gets out of bounds as they kick it away from Bailey.
Well, it's interesting because obviously he's got the leg strength to put in the end zone every time, and this time they kind of pooch it, see if they can catch Kellis off guard a little bit. Well, the most interesting matchup to me, especially here in the third quarter, is what kind of blocking changes is Kellis going to make up front to try and get a hat on a hat and take advantage, if you can, of this aggressive Mesquite defense.
And we just saw Cade Peterson's numbers from the first half, but the more telling stat might be the 6 sacks the Wildcats got on him in the first half. They've got to protect that quarterback. 1st and 10 from the 25. Bailey in motion. Handoff. Big pickup down the sidelines. Estes is gone. 75-yard touchdown run, Quentin Estes. And what a terrific start to the second half here for the Kellis Cougars.
When Estes sees daylight, what great vision coming. You're going to see the hole open up right in the middle, getting a hat on a hat. He squeezes through that, good blocking down the field. You usually don't see that. Dylan Naylor, number 1, the senior, getting a block on the defensive back and allowing him to gain positive yardage.
Extra point conversion for Raymond Kellis.
Kellis goes for 2 and gets stopped. But Kellis with the touchdown here early on in the second half. And it's now time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. And it is Kellis leading Mesquite by count of 12-10. Stay tuned for more game time on YurView after the Circle K Polar Pop timeout.
Come on, buddy, you can do it. Oh, man, this is so good to be on.
Looking for a real good time? Come to Red Devil, where old traditions become new. Whether it's a special occasion or a night out on the town, Red Devil will meet all your dine-in and take-out needs at a price that's hard to beat. Red Devil, starting a new tradition.
What makes even better than other schools is that it's very hands-on, and the teachers, you can tell they really want to teach. They love teaching their students. The people who work here really care about what they're doing.
Welcome back to the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView. 75-yard touchdown run by Estes puts the Cougars on top by count of 12-10. The good folks from Red Devil Italian Restaurant always take great care of us. They have the best pizza, pasta, and wings in town at their 3 locations. Mention the YurView High School Football Game of the Week, and you'll receive 15% off your order. And here is tonight's Red Devil delivery of the game, family-owned since 1960, and it is the 75-yard touchdown run by Quentin Estes.
Get a hat on a hat, that big front line from Kellis opening up the hole, trying to take advantage of that aggressive Mesquite defense. They had 124 yards of total offense in the first half. 75 on the first play of the second half.
Thanks to that man right there, Quentin Estes. Has the Cougars on top, 12-10. Short kick. With the return for the Wildcats, Chris Hintz, the sophomore.
Well, let's see how this Mesquite team responds to that. You go in with a little momentum. At halftime, you're up 10-6. You played the first half about exactly like you'd like to. And then you get hit in the mouth. First play of the second half. Wade Supergi, the senior quarterback, 4.0 GPA. Only one of 3 here this evening, but they have not had to throw the ball very much.
Superga's father, former professional hockey player. DeAndre Kelsey in motion, but it's going to be Coleman who takes the handoff, has room to run up the middle, cuts it to the outside. Down the sidelines he comes. Big pickup there by Chandler Coleman.
Well, I guess that's how you respond. Nice job by this Mesquite offense. Again, you're going to watch over here. Really nice vision. Watch this offensive line come off the football. You block down, kick out, just good old-fashioned counter. Nice patience by Chandler Coleman, and then he bursts through the hole when he makes up his mind.
It was a 26-yard gain by Coleman. And on the carry here is Jacob Berry.
Well, no panic from this coaching staff. Chad Grenier's been through a lot of these battles. No panic in him. You know, a lot of coaches, you get hit in the mouth like that, you abandon your game plan, but do a nice job being patient.
2nd and 5, Kelsey in motion. Handoff to Jacob Berry again, but there was plenty of white shirts to bring him down.
Rolling some people through there. Going to get some penetration. That's where it all starts. Carlos Galicia, the 195-pound junior, getting penetration and doing a nice job.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 7 from the 38-yard line. Superga under center. There's a screen to Berry. Great job defensively. Josiah Bailey sniffs it out.
5'9", 165-pound senior. Really nice job fighting through all the traffic. Looked like they had it set up. If Bailey's not there, that might have been a touchdown for Mesquite.
Oh, no, they're not. Bring up 4th and 9, and Mesquite's going to punt away. Try to get some field position here.
Well, this is a late decision. It'll be interesting to see if they can get this play off. You can watch the back judge. He's already waving, but probably wouldn't mind the 5-yard penalty here.
Give Brock a little bit more room to work with, and they will get the penalty.
5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Brock came into tonight's game averaging 39.5 yards a punt, a long of 52, and he's got 4 balls inside the 20.
He probably said, hey, coach, let me take a shot at a field goal.
Why not? After the 53-yarder in the first half. Gets it away, kicks it away from Bailey, gets the nice bounce. It's not easy to keep it away from the playmaker Bailey. He's able to get it out at the 8-yard line. Great job there by Matt Brock.
Really nice job with the end-over-end kick, controlling the trajectory. Can't ask for a whole lot more than that out of your high school punter.
The Cougars will take over on their own 8-yard line.
So the Wildcats are able to flip the field. The Cougars will now start from their own 8-yard line. Peterson at quarterback, and Peterson not only throw it, he can run it as well. Had a 99-yard touchdown run last week against Arcadia. And Estes with the carry here.
When I asked Coach Copeland about that before the game, I said, well, it looks like Peterson can run the ball a little bit too. 12-yard average, 200 yards rushing. He said, well, those are kind of skewed because 99 of those came on one run for the touchdown.
And how about Estes here? 6 carries, 136 yards, an average of 22.7. Not bad for filling in for the starting running back, Elijah Suarez, out with a concussion.
Penalty flag on the play.
Encroachment, defense. That 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Well, really nice job hard counting this Kellis Cougar offense. You got to give a lot of credit to Kate Peterson. Obviously something they work on in practice, kind of game plan. Probably saw Robert Jordan likes to really anticipate that snap count because that's a couple times they've got him with the hard count.
Peterson going up top, left side. Falls incomplete. Well, you can watch the replay of tonight's game Saturday at 3 p.m. only on YurView. Cade Peterson, he's 6'2", 165. As you see his father right there, Todd, the offensive coordinator. But when Cade was a freshman, he was 5'6", 140 pounds. He's grown 8 inches and put on 25 pounds since his freshman year. Estes handoff, breaks a couple of tackles, ball's on the ground, picked up. Mesquite, it's Bono, he gets hit. The play is whistled dead. That was Joey Bono, 65, picked up the ball, but the officials whistled the play dead.
Let's see what happens. If he's coming right into your living room, cuts it up in the middle. You know what? Looks like that knee was down. Really hard hit. Estes still is down on the ground, went down awkwardly.
You could see Estes immediately reach for the lower part of his leg.
Nice vision, cuts it up, breaks a couple tackles, and right there gets hit from the back. That right knee goes down, but he's holding his left leg. They got kind of bent around behind it.
All Game Time high school football games stream live each week at YurView.com. Also check back throughout the week for game highlights and additional coverage, including the new weekly high school football recruiting podcast, Over the Middle, with host Jeremy Crabtree. Got Andrew Nemich, the beat writer at the Oregonian, Jason Brown, Independence Community College football coach, and YurView Oklahoma broadcaster Steve Marshall. Take a look at the Takis hot players from last week. And we got Cade Peterson, tonight's quarterback for Kellis. Big numbers against the Titans, including that 99-yard touchdown run. And how about Jacob Cowing from Maricopa? The Rams off to a great start this season. 8 catches, 195 yards, and 3 scores. And Jordan Porter from Choya down south, doing it with his arm as well as his legs. Went for over 200 yards in each and totaled 8 touchdowns against Palo Verde. And then Zidane Thomas, Dale, in the game we had last week against Pinnacle, 316 yards and a pair of scores. Happy to say that Quinton Estes was able to walk off the field.
Well, it's always nice. Estes comes off the field, then you hand the ball off to Bailey.
It's not a bad option, right?
Bailey came into the game, 15 rushes, 15 receptions. Dynamic playmaker, almost scored it out of there for the first down.
As we see Estes getting looked at by the training staff for Kellis. 4th and 1 for the Cougars. They are set to punt from their own 32-yard line. Punt is away. Not able to handle it cleanly is Mesquite. The ball is loose. We'll see who falls on it. And a great job there for the Wildcats. Number 21, Eddie Hopkins, hustling back to get the recovery. That could have been big, big trouble for the Wildcats.
Kind of a short, awkward punt. Interesting spin. I think there's a little wind out there, kind of drifted on him, but great hustle downfield. And when that ball is bouncing like that and you have a full head of momentum going one way, it's really hard to change directions and pick up that funny shaped ball.
You get that wind going a little bit. He started to reach for it. Made it a tough catch there for Jacob Henderson, but Chad DeGrinier's team avoids disaster, recovers. They start the drive from their own 26-yard line. Chandler Coleman goes nowhere. In on the tackle for the Cougars. Number 34 is going to be Carlos Galicia.
Well, you can tell this Kellis defense said you are not going to run the ball on us in the second half like you did in the first half. And we're going to make you having to throw the ball down the field a little bit.
Fly sweep. Kelsey takes the handoff, tries to get to the outside. Great job of tracking him across the whole field. Number 13, Isaiah Diaz, racing after him. And Diaz has got some wheels. He's also part of the track team for the Cougars. Does the 110 hurdles and 300 hurdles and went to state in both events. Showing off those wheels. Chasing after Kelsey. 3rd and 7. Trips to the right. Single receiver to the left. The lone setback is Coleman. Saperja looked right. Wanted to come left. But it's Isaiah Diaz again with the big sack for the Cougars.
Well, you're trying to set up the screen, but over here you're going to see Diaz. He's going to come untouched. As an offensive line, it's all about acting on a screen, but you've got to get a hand on a guy running full speed at your quarterback. You cannot let him have a free shot on him. All the timing of the screen went out the window.
And now set to punt from his old goal line is Matt Brock. Gets it away, nice punt. Here for the return is Bailey. Down the sidelines, picked up some blocks. He's gonna score. Josiah Bailey, the punt return for the touchdown for the Cougars. Sit 53 yards, Josiah Bailey.
Well, and that's something you take a look at. You're having to punt back up. Yes, kick away from Bailey. That's what you're told. Kick away from Bailey, but you've also got to try and get a little distance on this punt. Looks like there's pretty good coverage. Guys following each other from behind. You can't do that. And then some of those blockers coming, picking guys off. Got a convoy into the end zone, but a lot of that goes to Josiah Bailey and just pure athletic talent.
We've talked about Bailey's speed. He's got some toughness as well. Breaking through some of those blocks for the 53-yard punt return for the touchdown. Kellis going for 2. Peterson looking to his right, tries to find Johnson, but there's going to be pass interference on the play.
Well, and if you ever wonder if high school kids...
Pass interference, defense, half the distance to the goal, still the try.
Watch the NFL. This play right here will let you know that as Johnson, before the ball even hit the ground, is signaling to the refs to throw a flag for interference, which is something you see nearly every Sunday, as the NFL is trying to be turned into soccer.
Which you're not happy with.
Not sure that I particularly like that. Let the officials officiate and you play.
Peterson shotgun handoff up the middle, in for the conversion. Number 11, Ricky Luna. As Kellis stretches their lead to 20-10 over Mesquite with 6:08 remaining, third quarter.
You're taught, do not follow a guy in front of you. You see a lot of dark jerseys
falling in behind the guy in front of him makes it a lot easier to set up that picket fence. And when you have a dynamic returner like Bailey, you just got a sense he's going to get the ball about midfield on a decent punt. Better make sure you have that field covered.
Bailey's got offers from Air Force, Adams State, Mesa Community College, and Coach Copeland said he is the most explosive player he's ever had. Very coachable, works hard, and very committed to his craft. A 53-yard punt return by Bailey. Kellis leads by 10, 6:08 remaining. Chris Harris here along with Dale Hellestray. And this time the Wildcats are just gonna fall on it. So Wade Superga and the Wildcats offense come back out onto the field.
Hey, ready to get out of the way.
Well, it's been all Kellis here in the third quarter. We talked about a little chip on their shoulder. Yes, Coach Copeland said, we've heard it. Players have heard it, not only from the media about their schedule, but also from the students at Kellis. And he said players were ready to play tonight, excited to be on TV, and want to prove to everybody that they can beat anybody who's on their schedule.
Well, they're showing their mettle here so far through 2.5 quarters. Superga looking for his receiver. DeAndre Kelsey falls incomplete. Dylan Naylor on the coverage.
Naylor did a nice job kind of baiting Superga into throwing that little quick out. You know you want to get the ball in Kelsey's hand, but that's dangerous. Naylor very close to intercepting that football and going the other way.
2nd and 10. Superga looking left, fires, finds Kelsey. Pickup of about 8.
Well, that's a nice matchup to watch. Naylor and Kelsey. Kelsey, we've talked about him, and came into the game 28 receptions, 346 yards. Nice throw on the out pattern, low and to the outside where only your guy can make the catch.
Kelsey can run a little bit. 11.1 in the 100-meter dash last year. And you see him in the Wildcat, takes the snap. Tries to fight his way for the first down. Let's see where they spot the ball. And they're gonna give him the first down.
I'm gonna say this about the officials in high school that I've appreciated. Used to be, even 5 years ago, every close call on a first down, they stop the game, bring the chains out, whether it's all the way across the field or not. And now, you know what? They get an eye contact on it, more like the NFL. Pretty sure they have it. Let's move the chains, keep the game moving. Kudos to them.
Very, very decisive. Handoff. Chandler Coleman once again makes the games go a little bit quicker as well.
Just another counter. This offensive line really likes to block this. Watch here, down, pull, kick out. And then you give the ball to Chandler Coleman. Absolutely eats this play up.
And this is more of what we saw in the first half from the Wildcats offensively. Now at the Kellis 46-yard line, and it's Kelsey. Nice cut by Kelsey. Another first down on the ground for Mesquite. They continue to move the chains.
What I love about this, watch, it's going to be the same blocking scheme. You're pulling, you're blocking down, you're kicking out, but you've got backfield motion that looks different to the defense than the previous play, but you're running the same play. Really nice job executing there, and give a lot of credit to Gabe Campos, the lead back, more like a fullback on those two plays.
Kelsey once again. This time he gets bottled up by Kellis. Isaiah Diaz with the tackle.
Yeah, this is more like the first half Mesquite offense that we saw. Again, it takes a certain intestinal fortitude as a coach. You see Chad DeGrenier there. I'm down 10 points now. And sometimes you start to panic a little bit. Think you're running out of time when you still got 15 minutes of football to go.
2nd and 9, Saperja. And it was Diaz was the first one to get to Saperja again. And just as Mesquite was getting things going offensively, it's the Cougars defense that steps up with a big play.
Trying to set up a screen again. Watch over here, though. These offensive linemen, they're just letting defensive linemen run past them without even touching them. I don't know what they expect the quarterback to do. Yes, I know it's a screen, but you got to get your hands on those defensive linemen, slow them down a little bit, and be a good actor.
The 2nd sack of the half for Diaz. Saperja shotgun, handoff Kelsey. Can try to bounce it to the outside. He does. Has room on the sidelines for being brought down by Diaz, but another big run by DeAndre Kelsey. Makes up for some of that yardage they lost on the sack.
I know, a lot of yards. Insane blocking scheme. Counter to the left. This time you're going to give it to DeAndre Kelsey, who has a little more speed than Chandler Coleman does. He decides to break it outside, brings up 4th down and short.
4th and a long one for the Wildcats. Let's see what Chad Grenier dials up. Saperja's going to go under center. And we're going to have a timeout for Mesquite. Coach Grenier wants to talk this over.
Well, I'm a little bit concerned if I'm the Mesquite coaching staff, if I actually want to go under center in that first half. A couple snafus with the quarterback center exchange, something you take for granted most of the time, but tonight they've had some issues.
Take a look at the Mesquite schedule. 2-3 coming into tonight's game. And it really, when you look at the second half of the season, Dale, doesn't really get a whole lot easier.
Now you got Queen Creek and obviously defending state champion Williamsfield.
Williamsfield defending 5A state champs. Campo Verde, they're undefeated right now, as is Queen Creek.
Can you believe we're halfway through the high school football season and it's still September?
And
it's crazy.
And the temperatures finally came down tonight.
Tonight was a borderline
pants for you.
Borderline slacks wearing night.
But still going shorts.
No, it's a.
What's the number for you? What's the cutoff?
It says it's 80 degrees. Well, I'd like it to be under 70 because under 70 is a fat man's 80, and that's what works for me.
Is that the official term for
yes,
that?
Yes, sir.
4th and 1. Handoff. Jacob Berry goes to the outside, coming in to make the tackle. A terrific play was Nicholas Bajarano, the big 4th down stop by Kellis. Terrific play by Bajarano.
You're going to see Bajarano right there. Here, you want to hit it up in here. You bounce it outside. You give those guys an angle. Those good athletes are going to catch you in just an aggressive, decisive play to stop him short on 4th down. You're telling those running backs, you stick it up in there. You get a yard. We're going to get some push. I don't care if you get 10 yards. I want you to get a yard to give us a new set of downs.
Kellis takes over from their own 26. So now it's up to this Mesquite defense to come up with a stop here and get the ball back to their offense.
Well, and obviously you've seen this Kellis offense make some adjustments at halftime. Pressure hasn't been able to quite get there for Mesquite like they were able to in that first half when they had 6 sacks.
2nd down and 9, just over 2 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
This be a good opportunity.
Peterson gets intercepted middle of the field by Jacob Berry, the 3-year linebacker captain and the man who was stopped short on the 4th down run because of the big play defensively for the Wildcats.
One of the great things about see him right over here. get some pressure right up the middle, make the quarterback uncomfortable, doesn't see him, catches a football, but now get down. Massive humanity's coming at you. Don't fight for an extra half a yard.
And that's got to feel good for Jacob Berry. Got stopped short of a first down. Offensively comes up with the interception and gets the ball back to his offense. Chandler Coleman gets bottled up by that Kellis defense. Loses his helmet, his right shoulder pads all jacked up.
We talked about this Kellis defense. They run that 3-3, which means that they can kind of line up in a 3-4, or 4-3, or 4-4, kind of however they want to do it. A lot more aggressive from the white jerseys here in the second half, and Mesquite's struggling a little bit to move the football, especially to finish off drives.
2nd and 10, 1:10 remaining. DeAndre Kelsey, Wildcat formation, fakes the handoff, going to keep it up the middle, follows his blocks, big hole up the middle. Kelsey still on his feet inside the 10-yard line. Another big pickup by DeAndre Kelsey. Pickup of 25 yards.
Just see the dynamic playmaking ability. Just watch this open up right here. And just watch the vision, the explosion. Right through here, runs through an arm tackle. Breaks an ankle or a leg on a defender, runs through another tackle, picks up the first down.
Kelsey over 100 yards rushing on the night, looking for more. Avoids the would-be tacklers, now gets it down to the 5. He is tough to get your hands on.
I tell you what, it's one of those to where, you know what, he should have probably handed that ball off. If you're Chad DeGrenier, you're going, you know what, you've got to stay with your reads, but at the end of the day, still able to make some positive yards.
20 seconds remaining. DeGrenier just getting the ball in his big playmaker's hands and letting him make things happen. Just over 10 seconds remaining. 2nd and goal. Kelsey again up the middle, follows his spot. Touchdown, Wildcats. Five-yard touchdown run for Kelsey. His 2nd touchdown of the night.
Got to give credit to that offensive line. That was like the parting of the Red Sea, the interior of that offensive line. Eskew, Riley, Barraza. Just watch right through here. Hate to say it, Chris, but you might have been able to get through there.
It would have been close. It would have been close.
You might have been stopped half-yard short, but because of that burst. But really nice job by that offensive line. Nice response by Mesquite.
Extra point is up, and it is good by Matt Brock. So it was Jacob Berry who comes up with the interception, the defense, and Kelsey with the touchdown for the Wildcats.
Getting a hat on a hat. Talked about that offensive line. Smith, Duncan, Barraza, Eskew, Riley. Doing a really nice job on that drive. They finish this one off with a touchdown and right back into this football game.
Kelsey now over 100 total yards for the night. 2 touchdowns. Kelsey won the fastest skills player at any youth camp over the summer. He runs a 4.40. Track guy as well. Runs the 100, 200, long jump, 4x1. Also part of the state team for the 4x400. Has an offer from Simpson College, and he's gotten some interest from NAU as well as some Division II schools. A 3-year varsity player at Mesquite.
Well, the thing that they're probably going to look at and say you're 5'9". You know, you don't fit into our box. And I've had a number of conversations with college coaches, you know, an offensive lineman. If you're 6'2", very likely you're not going to be recruited by a Division I school because coach says I bring in a 6'6" guy and he doesn't pan out. That's the offensive line coach's fault. I bring in a 6'2" guy who doesn't pan out. That's my fault.
It's going to be a short kick here by Brock. Class Johnson. Big track start for Kelsey. If he gets to the corner, look out. Nice job of tracking him down by Kelsey.
I know we're going to the quarter, but I don't understand this theory. Hey, kick the ball in the end zone. First half, he kicked everyone in the end zone. Well, why do you change that strategy?
And that'll do it for 3 quarters here at Mesquite High School. And it is the Cougars leading the Wildcats by a score of 10-7. You're watching the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView. We'll be right back.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
Ford was the only company that we really wanted to go with. Their reputation, the credibility that they have, Sanderson has that. Sanderson Ford does a really good job with their start team. They got with each one of my kids and sat in the car with them, went over every detail of the car. And for them to take the time with each one of my kids and go over every little detail in the car, that's pretty unique.
Ford, America's best-selling brand. Sanderson Ford, America's best-selling Ford dealership.
Trolls.
Go, 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 go,
Cookies! This is Contour from Cox. Cable TV reimagined to get you right to the good stuff.
Welcome back to the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView here at Mesquite High School. And it is the Kellis Cougars leading the Wildcats by a count of 20-17. But that doesn't damper the mood of the Mesquite cheerleaders.
Well, they realize they have a whole 4th quarter to go.
Cougars handoff. Ricky Luna with the carry there for Kellis.
Well, what I like about that is Luna just lowers his head. There's not a whole lot there, but let's get some positive yards. Give us 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7. We'll take that. Every run does not have to be a home run.
There's a look at Quentin Estes. Had a few big plays here already tonight for the Cougars, but was injured in the 3rd quarter. Smiling there, but a little banged up. We got a penalty.
Snap infraction. Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Big Hector Rincon. 6'1", 305-pound center.
It's gonna bring up 2nd down and 12 for the Cougars from their own 44-yard line. Peterson hands it off to Luna again. Finds his way through the hole and crosses midfield. Nice pickup there for Luna.
Ricky Luna, 5'5", 134 pounds, just gets in behind that offensive line. If you're a defender, kind of hard to find him.
How many 134-pound running backs you see out there?
Not a whole lot at the varsity level.
Cougars 1 of 6 on 3rd down conversions. 3rd and 5, 10:30 remaining, and more penalty flags.
Now they're calling it on number 73 again. I'm wondering what he's doing. Is he flinching with the ball? We can't see it obviously from our perch, but he's getting Mesquite moving, but the officials also have their eye on.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and 10 now. One receiver split to the left, 2 to the right. Peterson tries to throw it out into the flat to Bailey, but it falls incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down and 10, and a great job defensively by Mesquite.
Yeah, I think Bailey was probably just as happy he didn't catch that ball. Billy Seitz was coming in like a heat-seeking missile to make the tackle.
He had him in his sights, you could say.
He did, and And his radar, that what's that warning sign when you lock the radar? Beep, beep, beep. It was ready to shoot.
And then it becomes constant.
Yeah.
4th and 10. Muller gets the punt away. Gets a nice bounce. Take a look at DeAndre Kelsey. We've seen him lined up all over the field tonight, Dale. He's made things happen for this Wildcats offense.
Well, and Chad obviously has, we're talking about Coach DeGrenier, has worked with us a few times, so he trusts us and told us to look for Kelsey at Wildcat quarterback tonight a little bit. And obviously he wasn't fibbing, and he has done a really nice job at quarterback.
Chad DeGrenier hoping to get some more plays out of Kelsey as he lines up in the Wildcat formation. Handoff up the middle, Chandler Coleman pushing that pile forward. Nice piece of running there by Chandler Coleman. Tell you what, he runs hard for 5'7", 175.
Well, 5'7", 175, he's pretty stocky. You see those arms there. Again, another shorter running back. You get in behind a couple 6'1", 6'2" offensive linemen, and really hard to locate for those linebackers. See the numbers tonight.
100 yards for Coleman, 98 yards on the ground for Kelsey. Basically 200 yards between the two. And Kelsey's now over 100 yards for the night as he continues to push his way forward. And it's another first down for Mesquite. Nice work again by that offensive line.
Offensive line getting some great push up the middle. Chad DeGrenier calling basically the same play. You got a lead block. You see those offensive linemen get a hat on a hat and just continue to drive their legs. And what I love is you basically run the same play, just different backfield formations for the defense to have to watch.
And a great job there by Kelsey as well to protect the ball. That Cougar defense was trying to strip it out. Coleman, left side, has room before being brought down by number 1, Dylan Naylor, but another nice pickup by Coleman.
Keep it up, Bo. This looks like that first half from Mesquite when they controlled the football, dominated at the line of scrimmage. Again, look at those offensive linemen downfield. This is fun time for offensive linemen when you're getting physical and you're getting movement at the point of attack.
And as you say, Dale, you keep doing this until they stop you, right?
Oh, I call the same play until they stop me. I call it one more time in case they stop me by mistake.
There's the total yards on the ground. Mesquite with 230 to 156 for Kellis. Kelsey right side, cuts it back in. Great job there by Kelsey to read the block of his wide receiver, Jacob Walker, cutting it back inside to pick up a few more yards.
Be coming right into your living room here. Just a little dip and outside, then he's not afraid to lower that shoulder and try and gain a couple extra tough yards, picks up the first down. And again, if you're Mesquite, this is how you want to control the game, control the football, and you're going to keep DeAndre Kelsey in there at Wildcat quarterback. Wonder if we see him throw the football at some point here.
He is able to throw it. You mentioned Kelsey's toughness, Dale. He weighs 150 pounds. More penalty flags.
Approachment, defense, number 34. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, if you're Mesquite, you've seen your defense get caught off sides a couple times with that hard count. Good for the goose, good for the gander. Talking about runs this drive alone, 8, 14, 10, and 11 yards.
See the penalties on the night. Kelsey, left side. Terrific job there by Dylan Naylor, the senior strong safety for the Cougars. Able to chop down Kelsey on that play.
Yeah, Naylor really has a nose for the football. Nice job getting upfield. Again, it'll be interesting to see. He's going to try and get outside here. Look at all those white jerseys over here, though.
2nd and 10 to go.
You only got so many people that you can block. A couple guys come free. Wonder if this is the time or place where Chad Grenier is going to go ahead and have Kelsey throw the football.
He's going to run it instead. Bajarano in on the tackle along with Isaiah Diaz.
Kelsey a little slower to get up there. Gonna need an Epsom salts bath tomorrow. A little ice tonight. Gonna be a sore senior.
He's taking a lot of hits here tonight.
He has, and I tell you what, this Kellis Cougar defense has come at him with everything they've had.
We've got 7:10 remaining, 4th quarter. 3rd down and 8. Wildcats down by 3. Kelsey shotgun. Drops back, looking for a receiver. He's going to tuck it instead. But that Cougar defense able to answer the call. And once again, Nicholas Bajarano in on the play.
I tell you what, again, trying to set up the screen. And it's hard to have the timing of a screen. And I can tell you this, when I was with the Cowboys, there was one training camp where we worked on trying to set up a screen to Emmitt Smith for 2 weeks in training camp, for 2 weeks. And we couldn't get it done. It's just, there's some teams that have a knack for it. There's some teams that don't. What we've seen tonight, these teams don't have a knack for completing a screen pass.
And Mesquite, with the loss of yards, gets taken out of possible field goal position as the punt is going to roll into the end zone for a touchback. With 6:07 remaining here in the 4th quarter, Kellis leading Mesquite by a count of 20-17. Let's go look at the kicker and punter, Matt Brock, for the Wildcats. As the Kellis offense comes to the field, let's take a look at what Cade Peterson, the junior quarterback, did last week against Arcadia with the 99-yard touchdown run.
Really nice speed once he gets in the open field.
Penalty flag on the play.
That would tie a state record, right, Dale? 99 yards?
I thought in this day and age they might go half yards.
You think might go 99 and a half now?
99.5.
There we go. How about that, though? Two carries, 116 yards.
Not a bad average.
It's okay. You can work with that. Peterson's going to pitch it this time to Bailey. Bailey, nice job of keeping his feet. Josiah Bailey.
Well, obviously, if you're this Kellis football team, you want to get the ball in the hands of Estes if possible, and obviously Bailey. Dylan Naylor, get the ball in those guys' hands and see if they can't break a tackle, if they can't find an opening, because they are dynamic. So you see the hard count, and finally Mesquite decides to stay onside.
Finally. But we do have another whistle.
Start. Offense. Number 2. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So Mesquite does not jump off sides, but Kellis with the false start.
Well, Bailey a little anxious. Again, played a lot of snaps. Made a lot of plays for your football team.
Speaking of making plays, Dale, how about the two number 2s? It's been deuces wild out here tonight with Josiah Bailey for Kellis and for Mesquite, DeAndre Kelsey. Handoff up the middle, Ricky Luna. Big run here for Kellis. 1st down Cougars. Big pickup there for the junior.
Mesquite bringing the pressure again. You're going to see people coming up into the line of scrimmage here. Look at all these dark jerseys, and you take the handoff and watch him squirt right through a little hole. Nice job by the offensive line, staying on people, pushing people. That's all you need to do and then let your running backs do the rest.
Two receivers split to the right, two to the left. Luna gets the carry, and he gets brought down to the ground. Robert Jordan. Big play there by Jordan.
Jordan listed at 205 pounds and 6'3". Luna about 134. Another kind of a slant from Robert Jordan. You can tell how athletic, how strong that the young man is.
And Coach DeGrenier said he is still extremely raw, still learning the game. Tackled this time by Jacob Berry. Berry, along with Jordan, pound for pound, the strongest guys on the team. Berry can squat 440, benches over 300 pounds.
Well, really nice job making an open field tackle. Luna had a little bit of space there. Give a lot of credit to Jacob Berry, 6 foot, 180 pounds, for breaking down and making what you would consider a textbook open field tackle.
Berry, a 3-year varsity player for the Wildcats, sets up a big 3rd down and 10 with 3:15 remaining. Peterson finds his receiver making the catch. He ruled incomplete, coming in to break it up for Mesquite defensively. Sam McMahon, the senior.
Goes up at the high point. Would have been a heck of a catch and would have kept the clock moving. Another blitz from this Mesquite defense. Had it for a split second. Never had control as he went down. Really nice job officiating. Officials right there making a decisive call.
And a big 4th down stop by the Wildcats defense. 3:09 remaining. They will get the ball back, trailing by 3. And with the fair catch for the Wildcats is Travis Warren, but we got another flag on the play.
An 18-yard flag toss by the sideline official.
Might have to check the rotator cuff after that one.
Well, he's going to throw a little further.
Holding. Defense. 10 yards and force from the previous spot. That 10 yards results in a 1st down.
What a killer of a penalty that is against Mesquite.
Well, we overheard the officials talking to Coach Grenier and his staff, and he said, Coach, he held him and threw him down. I've told you about that a couple times. What a good official does, he sees something. Whether a guy's lining up off sides or whether it's a holding, something like that that didn't affect the play, he will let the coaching staff know that, hey, I'm letting that go, but you got to get it addressed, because if it continues, I will have to make this call. So you see down here, and that's what he's talking about. You know, from our perspective, we could say that's possibly a little bit ticky-tack, but if you've been talked to, you've been warned, you understand it's coming. Eddie Hopkins needs to make sure he keeps those hands inside the framework of the guy going to try to cover the punt.
Well, a big penalty against Chad DeGrenier's team, and that sets up a 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Ball's loose on the ground. We'll see who falls on it. Boy, this could be a big turnover. The Wildcats defense comes away with the ball. And they do. Mesquite takes over. The big play. Number 40. It's going to be Riley Tiote. Gets the fumble recovery with 2:55 remaining there in the 4th quarter. And it's time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. And it's the big fumble recovery by Mesquite. They trail by 3. 2:55 when we come back.
Brandon's played sports since he was about 4 years old. He was playing flag football and tweaked his knee. We ended up taking him to Phoenix Children's. The doctors confirmed that the ACL was torn, and we were given the option to not surgically repair, but then he would have to stop all sports. Brandon was devastated. We ended up going forward with the surgery. When the doctor gave him the thumbs up, he wanted to go back out onto the playing field that night. Phoenix Children's played a huge role in getting him back to sports.
What makes even better than other schools is that it's very hands-on, and the teachers, you can tell they really want to teach. They love teaching their students. The people who work here really care about what they're doing.
Welcome back to the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView. And the Mesquite fans have plenty to cheer about as their Wildcats come up with the big turnover. It was Riley Tiote with the recovery, and it was Devin Eubanks who got the strip.
Well, it looked like the handoff. There was a little something wrong with that. Ball was handled a little high, bounced off Luna's shoulder pads. Didn't get a good grip on it, but very opportunistic defensive play for Mesquite.
Wildcats offense takes over from the 44, and it is DeAndre Kelsey with all sorts of room to run. Kelsey is gone. Touchdown, Mesquite.
Better be careful there, young man. I understand a chest bump. Don't hurt number 2. Don't hurt number 2.
44-yard touchdown run, DeAndre Kelsey.
Watch right here. Little hesitation. Just too quick for most defenders, and what a great job by the left side of that offensive line for Mesquite.
Kelsey showing that 4.40 speed. Extra point is up and good. And DeAndre Kelsey with his 3rd touchdown run of the night gives Mesquite a 24-20 lead with 2:47 remaining.
See that breakaway speed? He glanced out the corner of his eyes, though. And he sees Bailey coming after him. Maybe the only guy who could catch him. And then guess what? Be careful, Superga. Gotta love the excitement, but don't hurt the bell cow. Superga's 6'1", 210 pounds. Remember, Kelsey only 150 pounds. Tell you what, Superga looks more like a linebacker than he does a quarterback.
He's got a big smile on his face right now as his man Kelsey, the 44-yard burst, gives the Wildcats the 24-20 lead, 2:47 remaining. And apparently the only way that Kelsey can be brought down is by the celebration by his own teammates. And they are pumped up. This game continues to go back and forth. And now it's Kellis' turn to see if they can respond. It's going to be a touchback.
Thank you. Thank you.
Finally kicked it away, huh?
Thank you.
You've been waiting for that.
Well, I think just sometimes coaches can kind of outthink themselves. Kick the ball in the end zone. You got a dynamic returner back there, whether you pooch it, whether you do. If he can kick it in the end zone, kick it in the end zone. And we're up in the press box. Don't know if wind had a strong play there in the 3rd quarter, but the flags look like they're hanging straight down.
Look pretty limp right now. 2:47 remaining. Peterson shotgun on the run. Pickup of about 6, maybe 7 yards by Peterson. Clock continues to run, 2:35. And now they stop the clock.
I'm not sure why they stopped the clock.
Now it starts up again. 2:30 remaining.
Great hustle play by Mesquite to get over there and tackle him inbounds and keep this clock running. Again, you'll give up some yardage. Just make sure you keep him on the field of play.
Keep everything in front of you. Peterson goes up top, looks for the receiver and finds him. Class Johnson, but the ball's on the ground. Let's see what the call is. It's going to be incomplete. Terrific job defensively by Mesquite. Devarian Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis running step for step. Reaches in with those hands. Rips the ball loose. Really nice job playing defensive back on Johnson.
Nice play all the way around. Nice throw by Peterson, but Devarian Lewis breaks it up. Big 3rd and 4, 2:08 remaining. From the 26-yard line, we have another whistle.
Timeout. Mesquite. Second charge timeout of the half.
Want to make sure they have the proper defensive alignment, the proper personnel in there. Last thing you want is somebody sneak in behind you. Again, it's trying to figure out how aggressive are we going to be defensively. Are we going to continue to bring pressure?
Take a look at our schedule, and we got the big one next week. Dale St. Thomas Aquinas will be at Centennial. And we got Perry and Chandler. What a great quarterback matchup that's going to be. When you've got Brock Purdy and Jacob Conover. Perry's head coach, Preston Jones, is the son of Mesquite defensive coordinator Jim Jones. And of course, our last game of the season, the battle for Arizona Avenue, Hamilton and Chandler. That's always a fun matchup. So 3rd down and 4 for the Cougars from your own 26-yard line. Peterson shotgun, looks to his right, tries to find Johnson, falls incomplete, and Lewis once again made the breakup, but we have another penalty flag.
Going to be really interesting. This call was made late and so far away from the ball. Interesting.
Behind it. Ineligible player downfield on the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Get so many of these RPOs, run pass options. The offensive linemen are run blocking. Ball doesn't come out quick enough. They're going to be called for being downfield, and there's nothing they can do about it. That's on the quarterback to get rid of the football.
4th down and 4 for Sean Copeland's team. What do you like here, Dale?
Getting a 1st down.
That's what Sean Copeland's hoping for. Class Johnson with the catch and run. Big 1st down for Kellis and more. Peterson to Class Johnson, keeping the drive alive for the Cougars.
Remember, Kellis has all 3 timeouts left. The clock stops when you get a 1st down in high school football, and obviously when you go out of bounds, so plenty of time here for this Kellis offense to move down the field. Remember, they need a touchdown.
Ball to 47. Peterson, flagging's going to be a face mask against Mesquite.
Yeah, they're going to get Robert Jordan again, who, as dynamic a player as he is and has been, he has hurt his football team tonight.
Personal foul. Face mask, defense. That penalty's enforced from the spot of the end of the run, 15 yards, still 1st down.
Mesquite not backing down, bringing that blitz. Just a great all-out effort. You know, like sometimes your hand just gets in the wrong spot. I don't think he was reaching for the face mask, but it does give this Kellis team better field position.
And that's coming off the 2nd 4th down conversion of the night for the Cougars. They had one in the 1st half as well, which set up a touchdown. 1:38 remaining, 1st and 10. Kellis.
Well, I do want to point out, it's very loud here. The stands are shaking. Hard for this Kellis team to communicate. Kudos to the Mesquite fans.
Peterson looking right, running right, cuts it upfield, and in on the tackle is Riley Teote, senior defensive end.
Boy, Teote's played one heck of a ball game. I just love to see kids like this. 6'2", 160 pounds. He's relentless, always chasing after the quarterback. A kid that you probably would go, how does he even play Division 5 or 5A football? Well, he does, and he does at a very, very high level.
And Kellis calls their first timeout here of the half with 1:30 remaining. As we take a look at the Mesquite defense tonight, had a great first half with 6 sacks.
Well, they just brought relentless pressure. Coach Jones has not been afraid to take chances. We've seen a couple big plays by that offense for Kellis. Bailey's made some plays, Johnson's made some plays, but he's continued to blitz and try and put as much pressure as he possibly can on Cade Peterson, the junior quarterback, and this offensive line for Kellis.
Jim Jones there, the defensive coordinator for Mesquite. Ball gets in the hands of Bailey, sheds a couple of tacklers down the sidelines. Bailey, touchdown Kellis.
You're going to see an illegal block flag down there at about the, looks like about the 27-yard line. Receiver trying to throw a block, help his buddy out.
Wait for the referees to gather for the official call. Great effort regardless by Josiah Bailey.
Gotta love the guts and gumption of Coach Johnson and this Mesquite coaching staff, and you also gotta admire the job that this Kellis offense is doing right now. I mean, you've got somebody running right into your face, and Peterson able to concentrate, break a tackle. We're going to see at the bottom, and you can't really see at the bottom of the screen. Obviously one of those blocks that doesn't need to be thrown, but hard as a coach to be upset with because your guy's down there trying to do his best.
Sets up 3rd and 1. Peterson up top, looking for his receiver, Naylor, breaking up the play for Mesquite, Eddie Hopkins.
Naylor did a really nice job. He turned into a defensive player there at the end as Hopkins had great position. Look at the body on Hopkins, 6'1", 184 pounds, running stride for stride. Gets his head turned around, which you don't see very often in high school football anymore. And Naylor did the best that he could to get in there and just break the ball up. And let's live to see another down.
Peterson scrambling, breaks free from the Teote. Down the field, making the catch is Bailey. What a terrific play by Kellis. Josiah Bailey, after Peterson was scrambling for his life. What a huge conversion there for the Cougars.
You can see a little fatigue setting in on this Mesquite defense. Those are tackles they made in the first half, but you've got to give Peterson a ton of credit. A ton of credit for his effort. First of all, watch the pressure up the middle. Let's watch these offensive linemen. Remember, this is a screen. So you've got a bunch of offensive linemen, at least 5, if not 10 yards downfield. Just too much congestion for the officials to see.
So a huge first down for Kellis. They now have the ball at the 23-yard line with 58 seconds remaining. Peterson rolling right, has a little bit of room, steps out of bounds, and that will stop the clock with 52 seconds remaining.
One nice decision by Peterson. Hoping his receiver do something. We're on the same page. Remember, when you get down inside, this red zone-ish area. Field kind of shrinks, those windows shrink. Nice job just stepping out of bounds.
This will now be the 10th play of the drive for Kellis. A loss of 1 on the play. Peterson goes up top, looking for his receiver. Naylor falls incomplete. No flag on the play.
Nice job by Jacob Henderson getting over there.
Check that, a late flag just coming in.
Getting the safety over the top. Not sure who they're going to call.
Defense, half the distance to the goal. That distance results in a first down. Steve, half the distance.
Not sure who they called this on. This is the same kind of stuff that went on every other play. And I'm not sure who we called it on. They didn't call the number out.
It was a late flag coming out, much to the dismay of Chad DeGrenier and Jim Jones.
You don't think this game eats coaches up and chews them up and spits them out?
47 seconds left. Bailey, inside handoff in the fly sweep. Ball is loose, but he's going to be marked down by the officials at about the 8-yard line. And it was Hector Rincon who pounced on the ball anyway for this Cougar team.
Looks like Kellis going to use their second timeout here of the half.
Timeout on the field.
With 41 seconds remaining. This has been an exciting game, back and forth. And we now hear from Kellis head coach Sean Copeland talking about changing the football culture with the Cougar program.
One of the things I was blessed to walk into is I walked into an admin and a booster club that was wanting to see a big change. And so they jumped on board pretty quick. Everybody's been pretty supportive. The biggest thing we had to change was getting our kids in the weight room, getting our kids to work. And that's been the biggest thing that's led to our turnaround.
And it's amazing to me because it can be as little as that, as little as showing up on time, as little as being accountable to your teammates that can change an entire culture of a football program.
Second down and 6, Peterson to the end zone, almost intercepted. Jacob Henderson, boy, his eyes were as big as saucers as he saw that ball coming. Just couldn't quite haul it in. He had nothing but green in front of him.
Yeah, I think he was thinking how he was going to celebrate his touchdown. Take your eye off the ball for just a split second. This is one of those opportunities, almost like a home run hitter. You get one right down the middle and you don't swing at it. You don't get another opportunity. See if Kellis can take advantage of it.
Third down, touchdown Kellis. Peterson to Blas Johnson. Cougars touchdown, they take the lead with 32 seconds remaining.
What a nice, mentally tough drive by this Kellis football team, aided by some penalties by Mesquite.
The second touchdown on the night for Blas Johnson, the junior wide receiver. And we've got a big extra point coming as it's now a 2-point game.
Well, what's amazing to me is we're sitting here, they still don't have enough players out there for their field goal protection team. And they're going to run out of time. And
Zach Moore, the extra point. And it is no good. So it remains a 2-point game with 32 seconds remaining.
Can't remember, almost an interception the play just previous to this. Just a great route, nice timing. Johnson showed some playmaking ability. This did not look good from the start. Not enough guys out there lined up. Ball gets tipped, falls short. Now you have a Mesquite team has a timeout left, 32.2 seconds left, and a kicker who probably can attempt one from close to 60 yards.
Well, he was good from 53 in the first half, but as you say, it might have been good from 60.
Remember, in high school football, you get a first down, the clock stops. You get out of bounds, clock stops, you have one timeout. So you do have an opportunity. Let's see, to me what's going to be interesting is how does Kellis decide to kick this ball off?
And it will be Zach Moeller to kick it off for Kellis as they regain the lead, 26-24. The deep man for Mesquite is number 33, Devarian Lewis. And it's going to be kicked out of bounds.
So no time ran off the clock. Start off with fantastic field position. And I'm not so sure if, it looks like Coach DeGrenier is going to say re-kick it, which you have opportunity to do as a coach. Move them 5 yards back and kick it over again. Most of the time during the course of a game, you're going to accept the penalty.
Well, now, if there is a return, the clock will run, as opposed to taking the ball with no time coming off the clock. So we're going to do this once again. .32 seconds remaining. Kellis leads by 2.
I'm getting such a kick out of this. I get such a kick out of this. Special teams coaches have taken things and made them way too difficult. You have a special teams coach over there for Kellis. I don't know who he is, but the entire kickoff team is now looking to him for, I guess, what direction they're kicking, or is it a pooch? Is it? It's just, I don't understand why it's got to be so difficult. So just keep moving them back. I understand the pooch part of it, but now you're going to pooch the ball, and guess what? They're going to start with the ball on the 50-yard line, and no time's run off the clock.
And at that point, you're almost going to be in the range of Mesquite kicker Matt Brock.
He still doesn't even know which direction he's going to kick off. The entire kickoff team is looking to the sideline. Now the special teams coach is going to signal something. And now for the third time, we're going to try and kick the ball off.
And let's see where this one ends up. In the middle of the field. And hauling it in is number 6 for Mesquite. And returning out to the 45-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. That was Travis Warren on the return. Let's see what the flag is for.
Quick return by the Wildcats.
So we finally get a return after 3 tries, but we have a flag.
During the return, holding. Number 40 of the return team. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
So obviously you have pretty good field position there at the 45, and you know what, if you're going to kick a 55-yard field goal, you only need to get just a little inside the 40-yard line, which should, you know, be about 25 yards, which is very doable. Now you get moved 10 yards back.
And now you're down to 25 seconds remaining as you see the penalties here tonight. 10 for Mesquite, 9 for Kellis. And the Wildcats will take over from their own 29-yard line. Handoff, Kelsey up the middle. Pickup of about 3 with 18 seconds remaining as Mesquite calls timeout.
Well, and obviously trying to catch Kellis defense, playing a prevent, and You know, you make somebody miss, and we've seen a couple big runs already from this Mesquite Wildcat offense.
And that was the final timeout for the Wildcats. Let's now hear from Mesquite head coach Chad DeGrenier talking about year number 2 here with the Wildcats.
Last year, the kids really jumped into it, especially offensively, going from kind of a wing T type of offense to what we did last year. They've definitely embraced it this year, and especially the lower levels. JV right now is undefeated, so that's good moving forward. Last year, JV was 4-4, and freshmen struggled. So that improvement has definitely been encouraging.
So Mesquite is now out of timeouts. 2nd down and 6, 18 seconds remaining. Wildcats trailing by 2. Kelsey, he's gonna pull up and throw the ball down the field, has a receiver, but not able to connect with Jacob Walker.
Wow, 2 things are amazing there. I don't know if you watched that Tennessee-Florida game last year, and you always wonder how does a defensive back in a situation like this get beat deep. Well, he was beat deep. Ball's thrown a little too far inside. A fantastic effort there by Jacob Walker. Wasn't able to come up with the catch, but it happens to the best of them. I mean, I remember a Cox flag football attorney and our producer Rich Reed, the coach of the team, said whatever you do, don't get beat deep. And he was the one who gave up the big play, and we had to go to overtime because of it.
Another big play coming up here for Mesquite, and getting the completion. And 6 seconds remaining, Jacob Walker hauls it in.
And I'm wondering
timeouts.
I'm wondering if he's out of bounds, or are they going to spike the ball? Because I've not seen an official make a signal yet.
So, clock is running. 1.6 seconds remaining. They spike the ball, and after the big completion, that will give Mesquite kicker Matt Brock an opportunity for a game-winning field goal. From it looks like it'll be a 51-yard attempt.
Well, he's done this before. Kellis has that timeout left. Do they ice the kicker? Do they let him kick it?
Matt Brock from 51 yards, and we're going to have a timeout. And there's your answer there.
I dislike it. I think the way the rule should be read is once the snapper puts his hand on the ball, can't do this. But that's just me. Everybody has their own opinion. We'll see what Brock has. You know, we saw it happen. It happens in the professional ranks. So, how old's the Cardinals kicker? 62, 55?
He's 42.
It affected him
absolutely
last week against Indianapolis. So what's it going to do to a 16, 17-year-old kid?
We'll find out. And here's the kick from the first half. Good from 53 yards.
He would take that right now and bundle the locker room.
Matt Brock, 51-yard field goal attempt for the win for Mesquite.
Let's make it a little bit easier on him.
Last week, Centennial Pinnacle game, we had a last-second field goal. And the penalty is going to go against Kellis.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
So we have a last-second field goal 2 weeks in a row. That will move Brock up. Now a 46-yard field goal attempt. Matt Brock from Mesquite for the win. And he hooked it wide left. And it's going to be Kellis who comes away with the victory over Mesquite. by a count of 26-24.
And you see the elation. You see the elation on the Kellis sidelines, getting past Mesquite. Knew it was a big game for them. Obviously, Chad DeGrenier upset with something, not sure with who. Usually when you're rushing a field goal, you don't do it from both sides, because guess what? Neither one of the outside guys are going to go full speed, because they know there's another guy coming at them full speed. Rush from one side. Tell the players where you're going to kick off. You don't need to look to the sideline.
And it is Kellis who gets the victory over Mesquite by a count of 26-24. We will wrap up this one when we come back. You're watching Game Time on YurView. We'll be right back.
Hey, little man. I'm your new house. Come on in. This is gonna be great. Watch what we can do together. Lights. Ta-da! Locks. Not bad, huh? Oh, and this. I've been saving this for you. You take care of the universe, I'll take care of you.
Cox Home Life, home security and automation.
Brandon's played sports since he was about 4 years old. He was playing flag football and tweaked his knee. We ended up taking him to Phoenix Children's. The doctors confirmed that the ACL was torn, and we were given the option to not surgically repair, but then he would have to stop all sports. Brandon was devastated. We ended up going forward with the surgery. When the doctor gave him the thumbs up, he wanted to go back out onto the playing field that night. Phoenix Children's played a huge role in getting him back to sports.
Reliability. For some, it's in their nature. You can almost take their behavior for granted. Always there, ever faithful. Sort of like how you expect your internet connection to be. Total reliability. With a whole lot of speed. That's Cox high-speed internet with access to the fastest in-home Wi-Fi. The speed you need today and tomorrow, right by your side.
Are you Takis enough?
Capital of Iceland.
Reykjavik. R-E-E-Y.
Whoops.
Takis. Taste the fury of our flavors and face the intensity.
The YurView Game of the Week is sponsored locally by Sanderson Ford. The best play is at Sanderson Ford. By Jack in the Box. Come try the new really big chicken sandwich combo for only $3.99, limited time only. By Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. By Red Devil Italian Restaurant. Family owned since 1960. By Circle K. It's time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. By Valle Luna. Proud sponsor of student athletes in Arizona. By Phoenix Children's Sports Medicine, Arizona's only comprehensive sports medicine program for young athletes. And by Takis, face the intensity. And here is tonight's Takis hot player of the game. Takis face the intensity, and it is Kellis Cougars' Josiah Bailey.
Had a tremendous game, big plays. You can see athleticism all over him. Running the football, catching the ball, all over the football field, going to fight for extra yards. Special teams, really huge play here, returning a punt for the touchdown, breaking tackles, finding his blockers. Tremendous effort by Bradley.
And a big win for the Kellis Cougars. We'll put the final touches on tonight's game when we come back. You're watching the Game of the Week on YurView. We'll be right back.
Hey, little man. I'm your new house. Come on in. This is gonna be great. Watch what we can do together. Lights. Ta-da! Locks. Not bad, huh? Oh, and this. I've been saving this for you. You take care of the universe, I'll take care of you.
Cox Home Life. Home security.
What makes even better than other schools is that it's very hands-on, and the teachers, you can tell they really want to teach. They love teaching their students. The people who work here really care about what they're doing.
Trolls.
Go, 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 go,
Cookies!
This is Contour from Cox. Cable TV reimagined to get you right to the good stuff.
The Kellis Cougars get the victory over Mesquite by a count of 26-24 as we take a look at the final stats.
Well, you take a look at the second half that Raymond Kellis put together. Nice job coming back. The thing that jumps out to me, 7 sacks here for Mesquite, only 1 in the second half. And then you look at the turnovers, things of that nature. Mesquite, through about 3 quarters, played the game that they wanted to, couldn't finish it off with the field goal at the end. Congratulations to Raymond Kellis, getting to 5-0, beating that quality opponent that they so badly wanted to do.
Well, you won't want to miss Game Time on YurView next Friday night. Number 3 team in the country, Fort Lauderdale St. Thomas Aquinas, makes its first trek into Arizona to test the mettle of Arizona's top-ranked team, the Centennial Coyotes. The Raiders are 3-time 7A Florida State champs and have won 2 national championships. We'll have to shut down Centennial's running back Zidane Thomas, who put a 360-yard performance on Pinnacle last week. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock on YurView, Channel 4, or watch online at YurView.com. And for our producer, Rich Reed, our director, Pete Gordon, our audio man making a cameo appearance tonight, Sean Gorman, always good to see Sean. Our camera crew, Eric Knipfer, Scott Santiago, Eddie Valencia, David Tellez, and Brock Kraft. For our stats man, Jared Donnins, and our stage manager, Beth Pockman, and working the score bug, Sydney Carriel. And for my partner, Dale Hellestray, I'm Chris Harris. Thanks for watching this week's Game Time Game of the Week on YurView. Have a great night, everybody.
Now you can get YurView on demand. Simply go to On Demand, select TV, then Cox, Arizona. Learn how to design with the desert in mind on Step Outside. Explore Latino community, culture, food, y más on Su Vida. Travel Arizona in search of the latest scientific innovations on STEM journals. Or watch your favorite Arizona sports team's latest games. Just go to On Demand, TV, Cox, Arizona, and get YurView on demand. YurView is brought to you by Larry H. Miller Dodge Ram Avondale.
Hey, I apologize for the mess behind me in the kitchen, but we just finished shooting a show on great tailgate foods. In a mini season that included shows at a local, tremendously amazing seafood market. We shot foods on steakhouse kind of stuff. We did Mediterranean food that'll blow your mind. And yes, we shot at a high school with a ridiculously cool culinary arts program. Sam the Cookie Guy, we're here for you, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta watch.
Good evening, everyone. It's game time on YurView. Tonight's high school game of the week is a 5A matchup in Gilbert, where the Mesquite Wildcats are hosting the undefeated Raymond Kellis Cougars. Hello, everybody. Chris Harris here, along with former Dallas Cowboy Dale Hellestrate. And Dale, the Cougars come in 4-0, but we've seen this story before. Last year in Week 5, they played Mesquite with a 4-0 record as well.
They did, and they lost that game. And even the student body was giving them a hard time last year. They are determined to make amends tonight.
Now in 2014,